Boston, an Odyssey sports station. Now, Jones and Keefe.
On WEEI. Download the Odyssey app and listen on demand anytime.
I think the relationship with players, and specifically you asked about AJ, has meant a lot. I've watched him grow. I've watched him mature. I'm proud of him. Proud of the father that he is. I'm proud of the husband, and that has nothing to do with where he plays and where he played. So those are the things that are important. We reach out and text each other during the things that happen good to each other, and sometimes things don't go so well for the people that you're close with, and you text those as well. So it's a two-way street of support and reminders of what got us to where we are here today.
High noon, Jones and Keefe here on WEEI. Got your phone call, 617-779-7937. Already, Keefe, gotten a few texts about this. A buddy of mine turned the Jones and Keefe 1990s, early 2000s, heavy metal, new metal, grunge, alternative, pop rock, butt rock, and pop punk, butt rock, and rock bands.
Yeah.
Already turned that bracket into a PDF.
Filled it out.
Filled the whole thing out. Final four, and I don't want to influence the voting. We'll just out one individual voting.
All right, this could, a potential Final Four is?
Rage Against the Machine, System of a Down, Green Day, and STP. It was just one man's Final Four.
Sounds excellent.
But if you want to fill that out, send some screenshots our way, at Jones and Keefe, at Keefe21, at Jones WEEI. I will be sure to, certainly get eyeballs on that, amplify those as well if you want to fill out your bracket and play along. Guys, how is Lincoln Park only a 4 seed? The committee needs to be investigated.
Don't worry about the seeds. We say this every year. You, the people, can vote and decide the winner. The seeds have nothing to do with it. There's no actual home court advantage or point spread or anything like that. You're good. You just vote for who you like.
Guys, you need a play-in tournament for the egregious omissions. We do have a lot of first four out teams. We do have a lot of those.
Well, that's why I got to tell you, it's a good topic, because other years we're trying to do this, you're kind of like stretching to get to 64. This one's like 128.
Well, most shows don't even bother with 64, Keefe. Never mind that, right, when we have some omissions, that does speak to the quality of the overall topic.
Morning show's doing shots?
I believe they're doing shots. Yeah, correct.
Best shots?
I think so.
All right.
Favorite shot?
Probably tequila.
Oh, yeah, just straight tequila?
I think.
Yeah. Goldschlager. I can't even look at Goldschlager.
Are they going like that? Are they doing like a Top 5 Friday style?
Oh, my gosh. Don't
The 3-point shot?
Yeah, this is true.
Buckshot.
Don't get RFK Jr. involved in this thing. My God.
Yeah, that's trouble.
Yeah, that'll be a shadow banned on the social media real quick.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the bracket looks like.
We have a lot of complaints. Yeah, for the morning show, yes. Oh, yeah. They have to play that.
A lot of people are upset no Dave Matthews.
I was going to say, we actually have multiple texts. No DMB.
So Dave Matthews clearly was a big band in the 90s. I don't think they really fit the trash. I feel like Nick hates him, but I feel like they don't really fit. Let
me tell you, high school and college Jones really liked himself some Dave Matthews Band. I wouldn't say I listen to it much these days, but I like myself some Dave.
So they were tricky because this one, they don't really fit any of the groups. Like, their genre's a little bit different. Now, some might think they're like a...
Well, anybody fits in the grab bag region, Keith.
I guess, but those ones
they don't fit in any of the 9 genres we listed.
Oh, well, that's true.
They go a
that's
little
a good
harder.
point. Yeah,
I mean, Dave Matthews does not go hard. Most
those
of the bands
genres go harder than Dave Matthews. Yeah, well, it's not. That's not hard
fiddle.
to do.
Dude has a fiddle on stage.
So many instruments, Keith.
That's too much.
Yeah, so many instruments.
Because I also didn't put in like some of my favorites, like Real Big Fish or Aquabat. So there's no ska. There's no kind of like jam bandy type thing, I don't think. So that was a sort of tough omission. We don't even have Cake, for God's sake.
Anything else? Somebody said, "Who the hell is Hole?" Yeah,
Corey loves band.
Go read a book one time for me, would you? Please. Go read a book if you don't know who Hole is.
Yeah.
You didn't live through the 90s and the early 2000s.
I almost did a TRL region, but then that would have been too confusing because then you're like, well, how come,
So like Korn would be in the TRL region?
Could have been, Korn's in every, they could have been an Ozfest, Woodstock 99.
No, Korn got a lot of spins on TRL.
Freak on a Leash might be like a Mount Rushmore TRL song.
It really might be. It really might be.
That's awesome.
Okay, but anyway, that's up at Jones.
No Marcy's Playground.
Oh, they're first 4 out.
No Lit.
Marcy's Playground
didn't get
first
Lit
4 out.
in there.
Yeah, no, Lit didn't get in there?
Unfortunately not.
Okay, another first 4 out. So you heard that was Vrabel last week talking about A.J. Brown. lot of interesting combine, I'd say, rumors. I think Phil Perry kind of dominated this space over the weekend with a lot of good rumor mongering. But real quick, the overview now of Robert Kraft's offseason should pair with this headline. I'm reading from Pro Football Talk. Patriots will raise, quote unquote, the majority of season ticket prices for 2026. Before I proceed, does that surprise you at all? They were in the Super Bowl. Does that surprise you?
No.
It doesn't surprise me either.
They spent money. They're paying for 2 coaches.
I won't care if they raise ticket prices and they spend again.
Yeah.
If they don't spend and they raise ticket prices on you, that will bother me, but I'm not surprised in the least. The sourcing here is Andrew Callahan of the Boston Herald. They're going to raise ticket prices on the majority of season ticket holders for 2026. The average increase will be 7%, with most seats increasing by less than 10%. Fewer than 15% of seats will see a price hike in excess of 10%. Lord knows how high that is. Season ticket holders will receive their invoices soon, with a renewal deadline of March 31st. So at least you'll get to know what they're doing in free agency by that point. But I can't imagine anybody who had Patriots season tickets last year going in on a 4-win team. Well, and I also don't see anybody giving them up, even if they raise ticket prices on you.
No, if the product's good, and right now the product's great. And like, what an unbelievable turnaround. So that's one of the unfortunate parts of it is the prices for everything just gets higher and higher and higher, and sports is no exception.
Just don't turn around and don't spend any money this offseason or cut Steph Diggs and trade Christian Barmore and then not replace those guys. Yeah, exactly. Don't do that.
Same thing with the Red Sox. We always talk about, like, nobody's sad that you missed out on a certain player when, parking a hot dog and a ticket costs a regular family, $1,000.
I don't mind you raising your ticket prices on average, season ticket prices on average 7%. I don't mind that. I'm not a season ticket holder. It actually doesn't impact me at all. But I'm not outraged by that on behalf of season ticket holders. I would be frustrated if they don't spend money this offseason.
Yeah.
But I would have been frustrated at that anyways. Phil Perry, again, I think kind of dominated the rumor mongering this weekend. On Steph Diggs, he said, and wrote at NBC Sports Boston, it's hard to find anyone this week who presumes Stefon Diggs would be back in Foxborough on the contract he signed with the team last offseason. I think this echoes some of what we were reading late last week from The Athletic and Chad Graff. When asked about Diggs, Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf were complimentary. We heard that. We played that for you last week, but neither committed to having him back for 2026. One GM this week termed Diggs a quote-unquote one-year guy, meaning the kind of player who could help a team like the Patriots in the infancy of a new program, but one the team may not want to build around for the foreseeable future. The consensus expectation, writes Phil Perry, from evaluators in Indy this week was that Diggs won't be back in New England on his contract as currently constituted. Look, I think on some level we all knew that and expected that and have said that really since the middle of the season, Keith, we started talking about this. Even when he signed his deal, we framed it as a one-year deal. He has short money guaranteed, $1.5 million on the third day of the league year, which I think is next Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to double-check the day. But next week, he's due another $6 million in guarantees. It's basically a one-year deal. We all knew they'd have to rip that up and come to an agreement. I thought there'd be more traction and more signs that they're actually going to get an agreement done. Because between Graff last week and Phil Perry, Keith, and even some of the other reports that are mixed in there and sourcing from within the league, they don't anticipate Diggs being back. It doesn't sound like they're very close. Now, that doesn't mean they can't bridge the gap between now and then. But when we talked about it in season, okay, Diggs won't be back on his deal, but float him a little more guaranteed money. He'll take that guaranteed money. You could reduce his cap hit for the Crafts, whatever. Yeah. I thought there would be more progress towards what seems like an extension and a reworked deal. Maybe A.J. Brown looms over all of that. We'll get to some reporting on that. But I just thought they'd be further along in that way with Diggs, who I on balance, would want back, and I disagree with the GM that he's a quote-unquote one-year guy.
I disagree, too. I think I definitely want him back, especially if there's no obvious replacement. And I think, maybe this will be similar to in years past where the Patriots have even had longer tenured guys on the team, and maybe they wanted a little bit more money or maybe they wanted more years, but Bill Belichick and the Patriots said, I don't know if that's available to you. So, hey, Dante Hightower, go check it out. Go visit Pittsburgh. Or, hey, Julian Edelman, go see what else is out there. And then come on back. And then they got deals done with those guys. And so maybe it's the same thing with Steph Diggs, because even though he proved he was healthy this year, he's a year older. There is some more off-field stuff going on with him, whether you choose to apply that or not. He's at least dealing with it, and it's at least a headline. So how many teams are going to offer him multiple years guaranteed. I don't know. I think he's a good player. He had 1,000 yards. Only 15 or 16 wide receivers had 1,000 yards last year. So I think he is productive, and he proved that he was healthy. But he's getting older. And if you look at like the free agent list of guys, there's plenty of guys that are coming up for their first contract, so significantly younger than Diggs. So teams might be more willing to throw some money at those guys. And it might be similar to last year where Diggs doesn't really have better options, and the Patriots also don't have better options. So they sort of like separate for a minute, and then they end up back together again.
You said this earlier. I think you're right. I think he has more. You can't have fewer teams than last year interested unless no one's interested.
Yeah, right.
There was one real offer last year.
Yeah.
So I think Diggs will have more of a market this year. That doesn't mean it's a busy market. And to your point, guys like Alec Pierce, if he gets away from Indy, there was some reporting this weekend, he could be franchised or transition tagged or extended on a long-term deal, and he won't even make it to market. Wan'Dale Robinson, younger players like that who are really getting paid for the first time, those are who he's up against. And, I don't know that he's going to get more guaranteed money than a guy like Pierce. I wouldn't think so.
No, I think Pierce, Jennings, and Robinson might get more guaranteed money, but I don't think any of them right now are better players.
Oh, no, I'd rather have Diggs than every single one of those guys. Correct.
No, I think Diggs is – so last year Diggs was competing against guys like Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and Deebo Samuel. This year – or no, Deebo's a trade. My bad.
Deebo was a trade. But on those other two – on Adams and Kupp, for refresh my memory, I think we both preferred those two to Diggs last year.
Yeah.
I definitely did.
Yeah, definitely. This year it would be guys like Mike Evans and Tyreek Hill, right? So like – guys who were great, who now are good. I don't even know. TBD, I guess, on Hill. And he's the one. He's coming off much more of an injury. So he should get more, or he should probably get even less money, honestly, or at least one of those like high incentives.
I think he's going to, less guaranteed money for sure for him. Maybe, as you said, high incentives, perhaps. But like, I'd rather have Diggs than both those guys. I love Mike Evans. The hamstrings terrify me. Tyreek Hill is electric if he's healthy, but he might not be healthy. Plus, there's a league inquiry, not just like a legal investigation. The league is still investigating and could suspend Tyreek Hill at any point in time. So,
no, but the only one on that list, I guess, if they took Mike Evans, and let go Steph Diggs, I would say, all right, like that might maybe a different type of skill set, but you're at least swapping out a guy capable of 1,000 yards with another guy capable of 1,000 yards. And Evans should be a bigger touchdown guy,
a number one.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Maybe not like he has been a number one. Maybe he's not on top of his game, but he's very similar to Diggs. That's true.
I would take that. I would count that as a minimum of push, if not an upgrade, which is what you have to do. That position already needs an upgrade, and that's if you retain Diggs. If you brought everybody back, you'd be like, you could use a little help there. And maybe they'll end up going the first-round pick route or second-round pick route and try to do that. But I would still like a veteran receiver with Drake May. I don't think it's a coincidence that Drake May looked the way that he did this year. I think it's a little bit of everything, obviously. I think he himself is just good, but then also you had a real offensive coordinator, you had a real wide receiver, and so he looked like a MVP of the league. I wouldn't say after 1 year, all right, go ahead and get rid of that guy. Josh Allen had multiple years with Steph Diggs specifically, but like a number one receiver before they moved on, and they were like, all right, you can try to figure it out on your own now.
One texter here, Alec Pierce averaged over 20 yards a catch. Yeah, he had 47 catches or whatever it was last year.
Yeah, he is a.
At the end of the year, he had Phillip Rivers thrown to him.
Yeah, look, I'm not
a deep ball guy. I just think he's going to cost a lot of money, and then you might not then invest it into other spots.
Yeah, and you already kind of have your Alec Pierce. You have Kayshon Boutte. Yeah. Even if you think Pierce is better, I think they're similar, and I don't think you need two of those guys. And I certainly look, it's not my money. If Kraft wants to spend it, I guess fine. I'll applaud him for spending it. I think there are better ways, as you just said, to invest that money because there are other needs. Now, if they're going to move on from Diggs, and I would say that feels like the overall tone from the beat writers, they're moving on from Diggs is what I would say. How about A.J. Brown as a potential replacement? According to Phil Perry, NBC Sports Boston, one rival executive wondered if the cost for A.J. Brown in a trade would ultimately end up in the range of what the Steelers gave up to acquire Brown's former Ole Miss teammate, DK Metcalf, last offseason. The Seahawks received the number 52 overall pick in that swap, so a late second rounder.
Yeah.
They also gave away a 6th and a 7th along with Metcalf as part of the deal. Plus, the Steelers gave Metcalf 4 years, $132. On top of that, Brown has 4 years remaining on his deal. I imagine he's going to want a new deal, but you have a little more leverage with Brown than I think Pittsburgh did. Part of the understanding in trading for Metcalf is they were going to have to pay him a new deal. You might be able to wiggle out of that with A.J. Brown or at least restructure on your terms. Given the number of free agency hits, quote unquote, the Patriots were able to rack up last offseason, there is a sense around the league that ownership will give Vrabel, Wolf, and the rest of the front office some leeway in the decisions they make on spending in the coming months. So, hey, we're going to go get A.J. Brown, Robert, and we're going to give up a second-round pick, which you might not be wild about, and we got to pay him real money. But Kraft, according to Phil, may be more willing to give him leeway because Vrabel was so successful last offseason.
I hope that's true, and he should. I mean, that's how, you and I think most people listening would run it. You're like, hey, Vrabel, like, we trusted you to overturn the roster last year, and boy, did you.
And maybe that's part of why Vrabel's comfortable saying, when I want something, I just go get it.
Yeah.
Because he knows he has a little more pull, sway, influence than he even had a year ago.
You think A.J. Brown's biggest issue with the Eagles was his contract or his role on the team?
I mean, I think they're one and the same. I think you're always worried about your contract if you're getting a reduced role. So I would honestly say with a receiver like that, contract.
But, like, his contract, it's not like Steph Diggs had more reason to be worried about the contract and popping off about the contract, and he didn't. And we've seen A.J. Brown win a lot of games over the last couple of years. So, I don't know. I guess this is where you'd have to fully trust Mike Vrabel. And obviously there's the specific relationship and personal history with A.J. Brown. But even if it's another player, like if you brought another player that Vrabel didn't work with, like look how good Steph Diggs fit in last year.
Yeah.
And people around the league were wondering how that was going to go.
Yeah, it was what was the connection to Diggs they had? They had McDaniels' brother.
Yeah.
But that was it. It's not like he ever played for Vrabel or really interacted with Vrabel all that much.
And it was the only free agent that I think didn't work with Vrabel, Williams, or McDaniels, like on their team in previous stops. So he's somebody that gives you an advantage. We always talk about like coaching advantage, and we mean like game day and like adjustments and X's and O's and all that stuff. But this is another one where you're like, I'll take my chances with guys that are yelling at coaches or aren't maybe the best teammate. Like, I think Vrabel could probably figure it out.
And I think A.J. Brown's one of the few true upgrades on Diggs. I don't think Evans is, we just went through a bunch of the names. Pierce, Wandale, Juwan Jennings, who I like. I don't think any of those guys are upgrades on Diggs. Brian Thomas Jr., you got to pay through the nose for. I don't think he's an upgrade on Diggs. I think you're betting on a younger, talented player. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's an upgrade. Pickens would be. So, like Pickens and Brown, if Pickens is even in play here, I've heard nothing linking him here. I think he might move on from the Cowboys. I don't think he's going to be here. So, realistically, the one real upgrade on Diggs, if you were going to move on from Diggs, is A.J. Brown. We had Burt Breer come out today and said he anticipates Max Crosby getting traded perhaps as soon as this week. Oof. Phil had some more on Max Crosby. He said, don't rule out a big swing for Raiders star pass rusher Max Crosby, parting with a low-end first-round pick, 31, and then some. The Cowboys a year ago gave up a first and a second-round pick to acquire Quinnen Williams last season. Might be worth it for a team that could lose edge defender Kayvon Chasen to free agency. By the way, those two, there's no comparison between those two. You're not losing Chasen, so you got to go get somebody. That's like such a significant, massive upgrade. It's not even funny.
Right.
Crosby was described by multiple sources this week to Phil Perry in Indianapolis as an ideal fit for the kind of culture and identity Vrabel will be striving for in New England for 2026 and beyond. Crosby has said in the past that he and Vrabel have a quote-unquote awesome relationship.
It'd be like saying, oh, well, Jalen Hawkins is a free agent, so maybe you can get Kyle Hamilton. Like, it's the same kind of idea, but this is even a more important position.
It's true.
So, no, I would be all in on Max Crosby, and usually I'm the receiver guy or the offense-specific guy, but Max Crosby is the perfect fit for this team. They got a good secondary. They have better linebackers than I gave them credit for going into the season, and they have a great interior defensive line. The edge rush was the only spot, and I thought Chason was pretty good.
Me too.
And Landry, when he was out there, was all right, but he just unfortunately wasn't out there a ton. But Max Crosby, besides Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons, might be the best defensive lineman, like edge rusher in the league.
Yeah.
28 years old. I would absolutely run to the phone and call the Raiders. Now, I don't know the whole Brady angle of it. Maybe he would say no to the Patriots, but if they're just taking the best offer, I'd make sure I was the one giving the best offer.
I asked you this before. A.J. Brown for a second or Crosby for a first? You do Crosby for a first.
Yeah, I would do Crosby for a first. Their defense would be scary.
I think it's the right answer. I would want to attach, though, to it that you're reworking Diggs.
Yeah, I can't just not.
You get Diggs back and run back the receiver room, but then add Crosby, as opposed to you don't get Crosby, you lose Diggs and swap it out for a minor, but still an upgrade to A.J. Brown. I would rather the Crosby trade.
We'll do it this way. I know Would You Rather is a couple days away.
Yeah, save it.
Crosby and Diggs or Chason and Brown?
Yeah, Crosby and Diggs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And all four of them are good players, but I would absolutely do that. And their defense would be terrifying. Max Crosby would just make the secondary even better. And, like, yeah, they'd be a real complete defense. I mean, they already, I think, surprised a lot of people last year as they're going head-to-head with Denver, head-to-head with Houston, even Seattle. Now, obviously, the game went sideways, but the defense held their own. And you add Max Crosby to that? Woo, hell yeah.
You could also be subtracting Barmore from the defense. He is a name to watch, according to Phil Perry, as one that the team could subtract. One front office source called him unpredictable, not just because of the misdemeanor charge for assault and battery, but also his physical ailments that he's dealt with, blood clots, knee issues, plus he was up and down in 2025, according to this front office source. Like, I thought Barmore had a pretty good year. He was great in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they referred to his 2025 as up and down. His name is one that other clubs had circled this week as they wondered about his fit in Foxborough moving forward. So, maybe Diggs will be back. Maybe Barmore will be back. Maybe they're adding A.J. Brown. What about Max Crosby? It's all on the table, according to Phil Perry, but not everybody feels that way. I think Mike Reese thinks moves like that, at least the additions, would be a little more far-fetched. So more of the rumors from the Combine. We'll get to it right after Trending with Billy.
WEEI Afternoons with Hart, Fitzy, and Johnson. Weekdays 2 to 6. Now, here's what's trending on WEEI.
Trending now is brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It's back-to-back wins for the Boston Celtics after last night's 114-98 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers at the TD Garden. Jaylen Brown and Neemias Queta each scored 27 points, and Queta also had 17 rebounds in the victory. Nikola Vucevic contributed with a double-double, 11 points and 12 rebounds. The C's are back on the court tonight in Milwaukee, taking on the Bucks. Tip-off is at 7:30. Yesterday, the Boston Red Sox fell 8-7 to the Baltimore Orioles at JetBlue Park. Red Sox spring training action continues today when the Sox will be in Dunedin taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. First pitch is at 1:05. You can catch the call of the game on WEEI AM 850, the Odyssey app, and across the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Network. Shaw's, proud to be local since 1860. Johan Oviedo will get the start for the Sox against the Jays' Cody Ponce. Coverage begins at 1 o'clock, and the Boston Bruins will return to the ice tomorrow night hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins. A no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your Awaken 180 results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. No risks, but every reward with the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Billy Lanny. That's what's trending now on WEEI and WEEI.com.
WEEI. WEEI.
WEEI.
WEEI.
New England Sports Original.
At some health systems, cancer care can make you feel like a number. At South Coast Health Cancer Care, you're more than a diagnosis. We offer the most advanced treatments and the latest surgical advancements, led by a connected team of experts who not only see your cancer, but all of you. Because healing isn't just medicine, it's compassion, it's connection, it's care that knows your story and walks along with you. We are South Coast Health Cancer Care. Visit southcoast.org/cancercare.
Spring is right around the corner, and the Home Depot is here to help you bring your home to life with savings on indoor and outdoor plants. Visit your local Home Depot Garden Center for tips, inspiration, and helpful guidance with everything from hydrangeas to herb gardens. Our stores are stocked with plants that thrive in your region, so you can keep things lush and blooming all season long. Get ready for spring with savings on our wide selection of indoor and outdoor plants only at the Home Depot. Product varies by store. See store for details.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
This is Jones and Keefe
on WEEI.
Save us as a favorite on the Odyssey app.
And take Boston Sports Original
everywhere you go.
A little less than 50 because I spoke to someone last night. Let's call it a high-ranking member of a team that I think would be interested in the Eagles, and he expressed frustration, exasperation, whatever you want to call it, with what the Eagles were asking for, which I believe to be like a 1 and a 2, something in that area. And then I asked, well, what do you see the value as? And he said a third, and which is what about a month ago, I was hearing a third, with conditions to be 2 or something, just from like other executives around the league that weren't, involved in this or won't be involved in this. And then I kind of like talked to more, and it's like the Eagles aren't going to do that. Well, then it's not getting done, like that sort of thing. But then it felt like, okay, maybe a 2 with conditions to be a 1, and maybe they can sneak into the 1. So when I heard that, it kind of then had me back down to a little less than 50.
Number 1 seeded Corn against number 16 Our Lady Peace as well. We'll unveil another coming up about 15 minutes from now, as we have 2 more matchups for you today. We'll be doing this all March long here on Jones and Keefe, our 1990s/early 2000s heavy metal, new metal, grunge, alternative, pop punk, butt rock, and rock bands bracket. Again, available at Jones and Keefe on Twitter and Instagram. You heard Jeff McClain there with Greg Bedard talking about the availability of A.J. Brown. He actually puts the likelihood of that deal at less than 50%. Namely, and I think this is leverage and posturing from Howie Roseman, but if Howie Roseman doesn't get what he wants, he's not going to trade A.J. Brown. I think the horse is out of the barn on that. I don't think you can bring him back on that team. He pouted all the way to winning a Super Bowl, then pouted a whole year in the afterglow of winning a Super Bowl. I don't think you can bring it back, regardless of if Howie Roseman gets his value or not. And don't even bother texting about the dead cap money. We're getting texts about that.
I don't care.
Don't even bother about that.
That doesn't matter. It felt like the Super Bowl was the only thing that kept it together 2 years ago. I thought he was going to get traded all the way up until they won the Super Bowl. And then even then you're like, maybe. But they kept him, and that would have been hard to do, I think, to the fan base. Be like, all right, we just won the Super Bowl, and we're going to move on from him, even though he's under contract. So he stays, but it didn't seem great. We were talking about, is it money? Is it the team? Is it his role? Many are saying maybe just Jalen Hurts. Sometimes, Jalen Hurts, I think, is a good quarterback and maybe even underrated a bit. But he's not the best thrower in the world. And I'm sure there are times where A.J. Brown just gets really pissed about whether he was open or where the ball's thrown or whatever else. So him moving on from Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni and upgrading to Drake May, Mike Vrabel, I think he would love to do. But it's up to Philly. Philly doesn't have to trade him, but do they want to go through another season where they're just putting out these fires, he's reading books on the sideline and everything else?
I don't think they want to do that.
Probably not.
Meanwhile, Mike Reese doesn't seem as sold on a big trade, although there's a caveat here from Reese in his Sunday notes yesterday. More rumor mongering coming out of the NFL's combine. While they will always listen to trade possibilities for big-name stars they believe would help the team, the Patriots do not view themselves as the proverbial, quote-unquote, one player away from a return trip to the Super Bowl. Let me just stop right there. Isn't that frustrating? You were in the Super Bowl.
I know. You weren't like light years away.
I'm not.
You were in it.
I'm not shocked or surprised or anything like that. I just am a little disappointed.
Yeah.
They don't view themselves as one player away. We threw this out as a hypothetical a week or two ago.
Yeah.
We're like, do you think they view themselves that way? We both said no. Turns out we now know the answer according to Reese. They do not, which is still disappointing.
Yeah, and I think we all acknowledge it's going to be a lot more difficult next year. The schedule's going to be better. You would have to think there's going to be a bounce back from 1, 2, 3, or 4 of the teams, like the Chiefs, the Ravens, who else? Maybe the Bills will actually be a little bit better. Who knows? Like there's different Bengals. But you were just in the Super Bowl. We're talking about if you add Max Crosby, you might have the best defense in the league, and your quarterback was runner-up for the MVP. I don't think you're that far away.
No.
So it does seem like it doesn't mean you sacrifice the future for, a 34-year-old free agent or a 35-year-old or something like that. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's trading a first-round pick for like a rental player.
No.
So, yeah, I would hope that they'd be more aggressive, but I guess I'm preparing myself for them to not be.
They are not the proverbial one player away, writes Reese. He says, thus they are less inclined to send a Micah Parsons-type draft pick haul, 2 first-round picks, and a starting caliber player to another team for a veteran star. Well, okay, yeah. I don't think you need to pay 2 first-round picks for Crosby. You might not even need 1 first-round pick. For A.J. Brown, I think we're talking closer to a second-rounder. But okay, they're not going to overpay, I think is the general tone here. So while the possibility of acquiring the likes of Philadelphia Eagles receiver A.J. Brown, Raiders defensive end Max Crosby, or someone of that ilk is tantalizing to consider, it seemed clear from the combine the only way the Patriots would be involved in those hypothetical options is if the price is lower than last year's deal for Parsons. My guess is it's got to be a lot lower than that to swing a deal for either of these two, which, again, is frustrating. So I'd say on that level, Reese and Phil Perry seem to be hearing things a little differently.
Yeah. So now it's just like, what else are they going to do? Because we're kind of mentioning these names, so you're like getting your hopes up a little bit for like these big-time names. And then what does it mean? Like, are you replacing Steph Diggs with like a Romeo Doubs? Like, nobody's looking for that. Like, if it's not A.J. Brown, like, it's got to be somebody, I would think.
Don't you think they'd be more likely to make a trade for Crosby or Brown than just sign someone?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think makes this extra annoying. It's like, all right, they're sitting out free agency. It's not a great free agent class.
If you said the wide receiver free agent class, I would say that's good. Not just fine. I'd prefer it.
Yeah, and we like receivers.
Yeah, right.
But
trading for
I don't think this is the year to do that.
Trading low for Brian Thomas Jr. from Jacksonville, or trading big for A.J. Brown, or I even like the draft route better. I know the franchise hasn't drafted well, but like this is a new regime, so I'd rather them use a high first-round pick, or I'm sorry, a high pick, first or second round, on a wideout than I would throw in a bag of cash at Alec Pierce or Juwan Jennings.
It's more likely, I think they're going to subtract Barmore or Diggs or both than add Crosby or A.J. Brown, which again is frustrating for a team that was just in the Super Bowl. And if you want to lump in the Callahan report that they're raising tickets on or prices rather on season ticket holders, lump that in there as well. They're going to subtract good players and not make significant trades while they're raising season ticket prices. That would be frustrating to me. Few more items here from Phil Perry, kind of picked up from the combine. He says several league sources are anticipating the Patriots and Christian Gonzalez will end up coming to an agreement on a new contract ahead of next season. So I take that to mean like week 1, September, ahead of next season. When that is, I don't know. The question is how quickly they can find common ground on a new deal. You made this point, Keith, and that's from Phil. You made this point last week. Don't let this get into like mandatory minicamp. Don't let it get into training camp, which is mandatory. Like, don't drag it out all the way until the regular season, which is what the Broncos did with Patrick Surtain. They did it right around week 1. Sauce Gardner, part of the reason he's no longer a Jet is because they didn't pay him, and he got his extension from the Colts. And then on top of that, you have Derek Stingley, who they decided to pay around this time last year. The Texans did. Yeah. And that's probably the approach. You know where the money's going. So how quickly will they get there, we don't know. But the league does anticipate the Patriots and Christian Gonzalez working out a deal, according to Phil.
Yeah, we've just seen it too many times where it's kind of messed up a little bit, the team. Now, you could argue apples to oranges, but Jeremy Swayman and the Bruins, that didn't go great. They eventually signed. He's on the team.
Good point.
That season went sideways.
You could have avoided a lot of drama and headaches by just going where the money was ultimately going anyways.
We were at camp last year, Bragg, when the Commanders were doing joint practices, and one of the storylines there was Terry McLaurin wasn't there because he was trying to figure out a deal, and like then that season went sideways. So it's just get that out of the way. Like, unless for some reason you feel like, no, we're not going to pay him. Like, you just need to fight over it and then pay him, or are you dead set on you're not? And if you're not, I don't know why you wouldn't be, but then get like a Sauce Gardner type trade out of the way. Trade him then. Either sign him or trade him. Like, I don't think the days of like making him play all 5 years on his deal, I don't think that's going to work out well.
Yeah, if you're just going to bust his balls and go year to year and threaten with a holdout, which I hope they're not doing, but I wouldn't rule it out.
Well, and before anybody says too, like, well, you can't do this with every player. You're right. You don't have to do it with every player, but like the best players,
Gonzalez and May.
That's it.
You can do it with those two.
That's it.
Yeah.
None of the other guys, if they're like, well, I want this. Like,
well, you know what Belichick would tell you is that once you start doing it with all these players, then the next guy down. So May is the quarterback. He's his own thing.
Yeah.
Once you do that with Gonzalez, the next guy down from Gonzalez, who is that on the roster? He's going to say, well, you gave Gonzalez hit, and like player 53 isn't close to Gonzalez, but player 3 on the roster might be, Yeah,
but you got to draw a line somewhere.
No,
I think
I agree.
Like, be like, oh, all the players are coached the same and treated the same. They're not.
I agree with you. I think the alternative view would be, well, once you start handing these guys out contracts, then everybody lines up and starts wanting theirs.
But then you eventually get to the point where you're
and
okay
I'd say
with,
tell
like,
that guy tough. Don't tell it to Christian Gonzalez. Tell that guy tough.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think who that is. Trying to think from like one of their rookie classes.
I mean,
like Keyshawn Booty or something like that.
Milton Williams is already paid, but
well,
next go around for him, something like that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even a
Will
guy
Campbell.
that you drafted. Yeah, like Will Campbell or I guess Booty or like Ramondre. No, Ramondre they already have kind of like Henderson. Like,
Henderson's a good one. Yeah,
like,
I mean, we're years away from that, but that's a good one.
I'm like, no, you're playing out the rest of your deal. And if you want to cry about it, you're crying about it. But you're a running back. We're not going to lose our minds over it.
Right.
Gonzalez, different story.
May. If Will Campbell's a franchise left tackle, he's probably different too. He doesn't look like one.
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
If he is at those positions, that is different. One more item here. We'll get to your phone calls. According to Phil Perry, the Patriots are considering a right tackle of the future. Right tackle of the future. As a need this offseason, Morgan Moses gave them a very strong year at the position, but he's 35. And the team knows that will be a difficult position to fill. He highlights a bunch of names, but does say Blake Miller from Clemson is, in particular, considered an excellent fit for Vrabel's program. A right tackle, a swing tackle, if you will, to back up Morgan Moses at 31, Keith. In or out on that?
I guess it kind of, not to skirt the question, Jones, but I guess it kind of depends on what else they're doing. Like if they trade like a second-round pick for A.J. Brown or something.
Let me put it to you like this. If you're using 31 on a backup right tackle and a right tackle of the future, you should trade that for Max Crosby. And not even think twice about it. If it's for a backup on your team, you should punt that pick into the sun and trade it for someone or overpay for A.J. Brown. Like if that's your plan.
Right.
Backup right tackle, sit the bench this year behind Morgan Moses, depth behind Morgan Moses. I would way rather you trade that pick if I knew that's what you were going to use it on. I don't really like that plan at all.
But doesn't that also run counter to like, hey, we're not one player away from being in the Super Bowl, but we can afford to draft a backup? Like, no. Like, if you don't think you're that far, like, you need guys that are going to contribute much sooner rather than later, because when you're the Patriots in 06, 07 or whatever, and you're a wagon, you can draft really whoever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can be like, hey, we're developing this guy and he's going to be a starter down the road.
It is different when we're talking about like Solder. They were at a much different place for that.
This is not that.
Than they are with this. Right. You had 3 Super Bowls under your belt. You were in the Super Bowl last year, but that was a lot different. How about Randy in Providence? Hello, Randy.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going great.
I was actually calling to ask you about one of those right tackles that I've been seeing getting mocked to the Patriots at 31, and that's Max Eichenacor
from Arizona State.
Yeah. It seems like nobody can lock down this guy's age. He was born in Nigeria, and
we don't have an age
right now that he's like 25. No, there's no age.
Oh, I have
it's
not
hidden from everybody at the combine.
Have you seen this, Keith?
Wow,
I have not. No. I am familiar with the prospect. I wouldn't say overly familiar. I didn't know there's an age controversy.
Would you suggest cutting him open and counting the rings? That's always the way to go.
Yes.
So he's of unknown age.
I didn't know that.
So according to his Wikipedia, he moved to the United States when he was 13. Now, that might have just been what they were telling people. We don't actually know how old he is. I'm intrigued, though.
I'd be more interested in a docuseries.
The ageless oneser?
I'd be more interested in a docuseries on his age than on Tatum's rehabilitation, personally. Okay, we'll file that away. That's an asterisk on that player.
He never played football until he went to East Los Angeles College, where he spent 2 seasons. He was rated the 7th overall JUCO prospect and then went to Arizona State.
7!
Yeah.
So a 30-year-old right tackle who never played football before is a first rounder in this draft. That's another. Some would say that's another roughness. That's another reason to trade your first rounder for Max Crosby. By the way,
arms long.
Good question.
Not a lot of mileage though.
No, it's true.
Right, like tread on that tire.
Lot left in the tank. That's true. 617-779. Well, in terms of football years, I guess maybe not.
No idea how old he is.
Not human living years. We don't know how old he is. We'll get to your feedback. 617-779-7937. We'll reveal another matchup in the Jones and Keefe bracket. So keep your eyes at Jones and Keefe on Twitter and Instagram for that. I don't want to put the full Kiefer Madness stamp on this next story, Keith.
This could be a Jones Madness. You found this one.
Let's call this
You can explain it to everybody.
Let's call this a mini madness.
Sure.
A very mini madness. We'll get to it next.
WEEI.
WEEI. New England Sports Original.
If you're tired of looking for the perfect place on the Cape to call home, Liberty Green in the heart of Falmouth on Main Street is the ideal location. Liberty Green apartments are brand new and minutes from the beach and now available to rent as your new home or as the ideal home away from home or vacation spot. Check out libertygreenfalmouth.com for a full list of modern amenities and see the spacious floor plans of the 1, 2, and 3 bedroom options that are available now. Welcome to your new home or getaway spot on the Cape. libertygreenfalmouth.com.
Hey guys, it's Courtney. Did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning FiOS Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of FiOS and 5G home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers and download speeds over 50 Mbps. June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. FiOS $20 monthly plan with autopay, mobile phone plan, Mobile Plus Home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies only to the then current base monthly rate for FiOS. Additional terms apply.
Listen up. Are you looking to transform your living space? Visit CCL Homescapes in Abington. From expert kitchen design to custom closets manufactured, designed, and installed, CCL Homescapes specializes in creating spaces that work and look better. Thinking about the ultimate closet makeover? Our design team builds custom solutions tailored to your home, your storage needs, and your lifestyle. Get inspired in our refreshed showroom or start your project online at cclco.com. Cape Cod Lumber, 100% employee-owned and operated.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older and slower than you should actually. Yeah, I didn't think so. Ongoing pain makes you feel older than you are, but here's the good news. QC Kinetics, patients are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life full speed, and it didn't happen in an operating room. Dr. Tupper and the QC Kinetics medical professional use the latest regenerative treatments backed by real science. Treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body, concentrate them right where you'll need relief. That's how Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Patrick's golf game is on fire again. Andrea's back in her garden, all real QC Kinetics patients, because no one signs up for feeling old and slower. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is free. Call today, 617-644-PAIN.
Never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DQ presents
The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Hey, it's Austin James. Yes, I'm living with diabetes, but it doesn't have to define me. Thanks to the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor, I get real-time glucose readings throughout the day. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor is small and easy to wear, giving me the freedom to focus on my life as a parent and a musician. Now this is progress. You can get a free sensor at freestylelibre.us.
Offer available for people who qualify. Visit myfreestyle.us to see all terms and conditions. Certain exclusions apply. Data on file, Abbott Diabetes Care. For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you love sports, this is the show for you. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Weekday mornings 9 to noon Eastern on the free Odyssey app and YouTube at The Costos. Bringing you the biggest NFL news, guests, and notes from the offseason while getting you ready to win the madness of college hoops. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Live and interactive, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM. Download the Odyssey app and listen from anywhere for sports talk from people who love sports.
Tell your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI.
This is Jones and Keefe
On WEEI.
Latest matchup in the Jones and Keefe March Madness bracket, which is, of course, 1990s/early 2000s heavy metal, new metal, grunge, alternative, pop punk, butt rock, and rock bands. Our third matchup in the Woodstock 99 region is now up and available. It's a 5-12 matchup. The Offspring, number 5 seed versus the number 12 seeded Creed. Third matchup of the day.
Yeah.
One more matchup an hour from now. 2 are already up. You can still vote. Bush versus Counting Crows, 8-9. And the 116 matchup, Korn and Our Lady Peace. But yeah, I would say, for me, this one was an easy vote. I know people claim to like people like Terp.
Terp loves Creed.
Young kids now claim they like Creed, ironically or not.
Offspring's good.
Offspring's good.
Offspring's real good.
Offspring was an easy vote. No disrespect to Creed there. Offspring was an easy vote.
I like the Offspring quite a bit, so I'll go with the Offspring.
But so go vote at Jones and Keefe, at Keefe21, at Jones WEEI. Follow along there. And we'll be doing it all month long, all March long. 64 teams.
That's it.
Counting them down in the Jones and Keefe 1990s, early 2000s heavy metal, new metal, grunge, alternative, pop punk, butt rock, and rock bands bracket. Rolls right off the tongue.
Perfect.
So Keefe, I don't like to put the full Kiefer Madness stamp, to use a word.
Sure. How would you describe this one?
On these. Well, you know me, Keefe. I like my TMZ. I was perusing around the internet.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, I forget when. I sent this to the group chat.
You did.
I see an exclusive sit-down with TMZ.
Okay.
They have an exclusive talk with Michael Phillips.
Michael Phillips doesn't ring any bells.
No, I was unfamiliar with this man.
Okay.
And
I read it as Michael Phelps when I first saw the tweet.
Wow, that would be news. No.
No wonder why he swam so fast.
We probably would have led the show at 10 if this was Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
This is Michael Phillips.
Michael Phillips.
In an exclusive sit-down with TMZ. If we could hear some of this, I think the interviewer is very skilled. Okay. Charlie Neff, she does a good job kind of painting the picture for you.
Let's find out what's going on.
But this is not a full Kiefer Madness. Let's call this a mini.
Got it.
Some would say very mini
Small
madness.
Kiefer Madness.
Yes.
And I saw you've said that you have the smallest penis in the world.
Okay, well, that gets right down to it. That's quite a claim from this man.
How about a couple of softball questions first? You know, kind of ease me into the interview. You're just kind of putting that out there.
Well, he claims
he
has the smallest penis in the world. Okay.
Do you still believe that? And what makes you say that?
It's like, well, I do have mirrors in my house.
Well, it's my teeny tiny little member.
Correct.
Is what does that, but okay.
What gives you the right?
Let's hear
How
from
dare you?
Michael Phillips, not Michael Phelps. We don't need to hear.
No.
I want to hear from his lawyers because
don't-
of Nick. Thanks a
don't get
lot,
us in
Nick.
trouble there.
We don't need any legal trouble from Michael Phelps. This is Michael Phillips. Here's what he had to say.
Basically, just like the research that I've done online. I mean, I welcome anybody to come out there and beat me.
You're challenged.
That sounds.
We here on this show all challenge you.
Sounds like he's throwing down the gauntlet, Keith.
All right. Where do I send my picks?
What kind of research is he doing?
Do you plan to enter in Guinness Book of World Records or anything like that?
I think I looked into it, and I'm not really sure if they give out records for that sort of thing.
Well, not yet.
They should.
That's very close. How could they not? The Guinness Book of World Records doesn't track that.
Longest, shortest, tallest.
They're doing like
fattest.
longest fingernails and things like this. Yeah, seriously, not my Guinness Book of World Records.
No.
They don't
we
track
start
that.
our own.
We should.
On a scale of Michael Phillips to Matt Khalil.
Should we do it? We should do a Jones and Keefe Book of World Records.
I like it.
Or show records.
Get this guy in there. He could be the first one in.
Okay.
Maybe you could be the first.
But I would.
And I saw ever since you've spoken out publicly, you know, of course, there's jokes, but some of the jokes are like, you know, saying that maybe you should join OnlyFans because there is an interest about what exactly that looks like. Is OnlyFans something that you're considering?
It has to be.
I mean,
has to be.
Why is she saying these are jokes? That wasn't very
These aren't
nice of her.
jokes,
No, these
no.
aren't jokes. These are OnlyFans. People are paying good, hard-earned money for
But
that.
there's been, for lack of a better word, Jones, there's been like freak shows for years. There's something about it. No, American Horror Story did like a whole season on the freak show. People like, you know,
Magnum Dom.
Well, that they do.
Well, there's two ends of that spectrum. That's true. Yeah.
Like the bearded lady and like things like that. There's a lot of
right.
different ones. that
Larry
people-
David loved the Freaks book that he had
Yeah,
on
Freaks
one of
book.
those Curb episodes. He loved it. He loved it so much.
So there is a market for this.
Good point.
I think the lady's actually trying to steer him.
Yeah,
in
South
a-
Park did a whole episode on it.
This is also true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
so
trying to help him out.
She is just trying to help him out. Yeah.
So will he do OnlyFans?
No.
Why though?
What's the reason that you wouldn't get on it?
I don't really think that there's a high market, and I wouldn't want to put myself out there like that.
Yeah.
First of all, you're wrong about the market. You're right to feel any way you want to feel. If you don't want to put yourself out there, that's fine.
But you're
if you want
already
to make some coin.
Well, and are you not already putting yourself
You're
out there?
kind of on TMZ doing an interview about it, and I assume you're giving your real name. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Was his face blurred? I
No,
didn't see-
no, it's very much not blurred. No.
No voice
It's
changer, nothing.
No, he's just right there. He's sitting in his car. Didn't blur anything out.
And I wouldn't want to put myself out there like that and make $27.99.
There it is. So he doesn't
looked into the price.
He's not doing it for $27.99.
Well, raise the price.
Thank you.
People buy anything on the internet.
Start high.
Start real high.
You know, you think Jeff Cirillo started at $9? No,
probably.
no. I know he's gotten the price one time.
Yeah.
No, Jeff Cirillo didn't start at $9.
429.
He tried to-
$626.
He tried to reel you in for $50.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, no one's biting.
Yeah.
We're down to 10.
Fish aren't
10's not
biting.
going to do it.
Yeah, 10.
All right, 9.
I'm going to undercut the 10. He's like Tom
Smart.
Green's Pizza, the
Yes,
undercutters.
that's what you got to do. 27.
So, all right.
Okay, so this is going about how you'd expect. Although if you stay right till the end of the interview, as I did, because I
plan on it.
I was gripped.
He was not.
It's a shocking end to this interview. I would say a shocking end to this interview.
Does he ask her out on a date? All right,
I think that's in play in his mind. She's very flirty.
Sure.
I think there's flirting going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've said that you have a .38 inch penis.
You said that.
Your words, not mine.
I've done
Previous interviews you've done.
I'm sorry, .38.
.38, so that's less than half an inch.
You know what I'd call it? My .38 special is what I'd call it if I were him.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'd round
He
up.
thought of that one all weekend.
I'd for sure round up. I'd be like .4.
.4?
It's .4.
Yeah.
It's .4.
And then, you got to adjust for, different countries.
Warm day, cold day.
Yeah, not everybody uses the metric
Just got
system.
out of the pool.
Right, exactly. Yeah, okay, so where's it go with this?
Just from your hand, can you kind of demonstrate like how big or how small that would be?
And it's probably like the size of my fingernail.
Fingernail.
Wow.
because if you're watching the video, and I did, he kind of gets his pinky going on the video, and I go, yeah, okay, I can see that. Then he says, fingernail.
Kind of puts everything in perspective, doesn't it?
Pinky fingernail. I've never felt like such a man, quite frankly.
I am very proud and pleased.
Most use a cable remote.
That can't be.
Are you calling him a liar?
Well, he doesn't want to go on OnlyFans. He doesn't want to go to the Guinness Book of World Records. So I think he's seeking clout. It's similar to Carson. I think he might just be seeking clout. I think it's what's going on.
He's just basically, we have to believe him because there's no actual evidence, right? Does he show her in this interview? Or I'll stay to the end. Sorry.
Okay.
He goes full Dirk Diggler at the end of Boogie Nights.
I don't remember that in the interview. Hang on.
And is that fully erect or is that flaccid?
That's erect. Like when it's flaccid, it's smaller than that.
Let me tell you.
You ever see the movie Dirk Diggler?
Nominee for. Can I just say that's nominee for question of the year? I have never heard. And Keith, we asked some wild stuff in our interviews.
We do, yeah.
Where did it start again?
And I saw you've said that you have the smallest penis in the world.
That was you who said that.
She must have just read an old interview he did. Who did he do the other interview with?
I don't know.
She has a lot of good intel from these interviews.
Should we interview this gentleman?
Yes.
Okay, I think so too.
Billy, do us a favor. Can you reach out to Michael Phillips? I don't know if you have any unanswered questions, Jones, but yeah, I was not prepared for that last one.
That last question I would like to submit for question of the year, quite frankly.
Sean.
Yeah, you see the text line, Jones? This guy would make a fortune on OnlyFans. This guy, I have to see this. Look at that guy.
That's the text line.
Yeah.
You literally got a million people saying, prove it.
Prove it.
Yeah. For $27.99. But he's
now
too close-minded.
$27 million?
Right, exactly. $27.99. But how many people are going to pay the $20? You want to make people give them a reasonable price. Yeah. Well, add that up. There's $100.
Like how big or how small that would be?
And it's probably like the size of my fingernail.
Probably.
Yikes. Probably. Just a guess.
And is that fully erect or is that flaccid?
Fully.
I don't know if there's any fully going on here. This poor guy.
Wow.
You hang in there.
Honestly, TMZ does that's interviewing chops right there. Like move over. Mike Wallace somewhere in the sky is nodding on and going, that journalism is alive and well. Thank you very much.
I would just say there's a lid for every pot. So this guy, keep your head up and
I loved it.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Get a couple of tee shots.
Look, I like that the guy's not shying away from it. He's out there. He's out there wanting to talk about it.
Yeah.
Good for him. Should we take Paul and Quincy?
Obviously, yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
Paul and Quincy, hello.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Better after hearing that.
Good. Thanks. Listen, I'm going to have to take that guy's word for that he's got the smallest penis in the world. From what I understand, he's the first choice for the making of the adult film, Horton Here's a Penis.
What?
His?
That's erect. Like when it's flaccid, it's smaller than that.
I think that's HIPAA.
Okay.
What was even that?
Horton Here's a Penis? I don't know. For some reason it worked.
What was even that?
I don't know, but tell me it didn't work. Tell me it's not a good name.
What is even that?
All right. 617.
All right, but like you said, Jones, a mini madness.
What happened?
Yeah. That's a mini madness. That has not the official, if you will, stamp of approval for a Kiefer madness, but a mini madness here on Jones and Keith. I agree with the text line. This is the kind of content I come to WEEI for. Well, thank you very much, texter out there. I appreciate it. We'll get to your phone calls, 617-779-7937. Another matchup in the Jones and Keith bracket available at Jones and Keith on Twitter and Instagram. We'll get back to the Celtics. Big win last night on Peacock. And we also have a timeline for Jason Tatum. Let's get to it next.
Jones and Keith on WEEI. WEEI.
All right, class, tell me about your weekend. Leo?
Well, my sister wanted to go camping, so my parents took us in our new Nissan Pathfinder through a mountain trail.
Thank you, Leo.
No, it's not over yet. My brother wanted to explore some caves, so we drove up a bunch of steep hills. And then we
With its V6 engine and 9-speed automatic transmission, the Nissan Pathfinder can power your adventure. That's why J.D. Power ranks Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder.
For JD Power 2025 U.S. Central Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
If you're looking for more, visit the Nash Casino. More to play. With over 1,100 gaming machines, 36 table games, and 19 poker tables. More to watch. And our 2-story DraftKings Sportsbook with the largest screen in the state. More to enjoy. With our Culinary Collective, Top Golf Swing Suites, and free entertainment. You'll see why the Nash Casino is New Hampshire's home for more. The Nash Casino at the Pheasant Lane Mall. That's more like it. Gaming problem? Call 603-724-1605.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Well, if you run a business, then you know that you have to wear multiple hats and you have to be resourceful. But when you're stretched thin, calls get missed, revenue gets lost, and it is hard to scale. That means it's time to try Quo. Quo is the #1 business phone system that streamlines and scales your customer communications, and Quo works wherever you are, right from an app on your phone or computer, so you can run your growing business without juggling devices or systems. Your team can share one business number for calls and text, creating seamless collaboration. Quo lets you keep your existing number, add new numbers, or teammates in minutes, and that makes it easy to scale without disrupting your business. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/WEEI, QUO.com/WEEI to try Quo for free.
I'm Tumani. When I was younger, I may have did some stupid things. I committed some crimes, even got shot, but I'm not a criminal.
That's right. I'm Jamal. I work for youth advocate programs. Yeah, I was Tamani's advocate, helping him stay out of jail, stay in the neighborhood, get a job, and work hard to see a better future for himself. If you have a change of mindset, you can have a change of action.
As a little kid, I experienced trauma and I acted out. Made some mistakes, but I'm not a mistake.
No, she's a good student and a great kid. As Jalen's YAP advocate, I'm always here for her. With the youth advocate programs, I was able to connect with Jalen.
YAP is a community-based alternative to youth incarceration, congregate placement, and neighborhood violence. After completing our program, 86% of participants were arrest-free. YAP works.
And now, I'm a YAP advocate, helping kids like me find a better way.
Youth advocate programs. Others talk social change. We make it happen. Learn how at yapinc.org.
Broadcasting from the WEEI studios, powered by Verizon. Every game, all season, the Sox play here. 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston, and Odyssey Sports Station.
This is Jones and Keefe
On WEEI and streaming everywhere on the Odyssey app.
Free inside. Edgecombe fighting. Found him. Kata and one. Barrowman got it back. Kata again. And again. Shireman. Good night. On Kata night in Boston, Celtics by 16.
Final hour, Jones and Keefe here on WEEI. If you missed any of that mini madness, it's available shortly on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Get it on your phone, free, easy. You can take it with you wherever you go. Good text here, though, Keith. Guys, it's crazy. He's not going to go on OnlyFans. He has a literal gold mine between his legs.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just get all the money you can for something like that.
Well, I would understand if
people have a curiosity about things.
I would understand if the man just wanted his own privacy and he was being badgered about this.
You
but it seemed like he was
TMZ interviews.
No, exactly.
Claim that you have the smallest.
He's very
thing
much
in the world. Yeah.
volunteering this.
Yeah,
and so you might as well, go all the way.
Yes,
in some ways,
sure,
and
the
just,
best you can anyway.
Put it out there.
Yeah, literally.
Well, that's true. Anyway, if you missed any of that, Odyssey app. We'll say no more on this.
Yeah.
AUDACY. Get it on your phone. Free, easy. Take it with you wherever you go. Use the rewind feature, and you won't miss a second of Jones and Keefe or the Greg Hill Show or WEEI Afternoons. They come your way today at 2 o'clock. So keep it locked here on WEEI. Another monster game for Cada. Another monster offensive performance for the Celtics. Another win for the Celtics last night. We'll get to Tatum in a moment, but just the Celtics weekend behind the offensive explosion against the Brooklyn Nets on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably one of the greatest offensive performances, regular season performances in NBA history.
Couldn't miss.
And then you have the Cada night last night. You said this earlier, Keith, and I agree. I want Tatum back on this team. The second he's cleared, I want him out there. I think that makes the Celtics a pretty clear-cut favorite in the East for me, getting Tatum back. You can make an argument they're the favorite right now, even without him.
I know, and maybe that's not doing enough, giving enough credit to Cade Cunningham and Detroit, who pretty much wire to wire has been on top of the Eastern Conference. But there seems to be a clear-cut 4 teams in the East, so there'd be a big upset if it isn't those 4 teams in the second round. And then after that, you're like, all right, 7-game series. I have a hard time picking against the Celtics right now, and it's because they kind of check all the boxes, even without Tatum. Like you have one true star player. So like each of these 4 teams would be like, hey, we have Cade Cunningham, we have Donovan Mitchell, we have Jalen Brunson, we have Jaylen Brown. All right. Then you go from there. Like, what else do they have? The fact that Cada is playing the way he is, and then you also have Vucevic. So, you don't need 27 and 17 out of Cada every night, but he's pretty close to a double-double, as is Vucevic coming off the bench. So you're getting productive play from whoever your big guy is that night, and oftentimes it's both of them.
Right. They might, out of those teams you mentioned in the East, they might still have the worst big man combination, but they're closer to it than they were a couple of weeks ago. And the way Cada's playing, on some nights you might get more production than some of those other front courts. Like the Knicks with Towns are better. The Cavs with Mobley and Allen are better. Duran and Detroit's they're probably all better. But you've closed that gap now because that was a big weakness for this team before the deadline.
And that should have been a big advantage for those other 3 teams in whatever playoff series it is. I don't think it is anymore. Now, the one thing they obviously lack if Jason Tatum isn't playing is you don't have, I don't think, like that consistent go-to second scoring option. So like Jaylen Brown has to be the guy. After that, we've seen Peyton Pritchard be great. He wasn't last night. We've seen Derek White be great. Maybe one of the big guys can, or maybe it's a night where Sam Hauser runs into it. Not every night, but in a series, does he have one game where he's just hitting every wide open 3? Sure. So like you have all those pieces, but that's where Tatum does become really important, and we're like, what could push you over the top? But let's just leave him to the side right now. It's a good team. They're playing well. Joe Mazzulla's hitting all the right buttons. So I kind of like them to certainly advance further than they did a year ago. That's the thing. If they're the 2 seed right now, they get the play-in winner in the first round. They should win. Second round, you might get a rematch with the Knicks from last year. I think they're better suited. They weren't better suited like going into it, but like the way when Tatum got hurt and like
where it was at the end.
Yes,
yeah. I agree with that.
Now than they were the final game and a half of that series. So, they're way better than I thought they were going to be. And really, Tatum now is not your only chance is if he comes back and is the man. It's like, no, that would be great if he is. And it might even put a target on the team's back that like they'd suddenly be the favorite. But right now, you got to really like how they've been playing.
Well, I do. And they've been 3rd in the NBA in scoring differential, which is a good, catch-all to kind of measure up their offense and defense. Like the best all-around team in the league is the Oklahoma City Thunder, although they have the second best win percentage behind Detroit. But they're plus 11.3 in scoring differential. Like they play good defense, they score a lot of points. They have the best differential in the league. Next best is Detroit at plus 7.9. and they have the best win percentage, 763. Celtics are right behind Detroit, though. They're they're 0.38 back in terms of the Pistons and the Celtics, 0.3 back. So, I think that speaks to their offense more than anything. Their defense has been good. They're among the best defensive teams in the league. The offense now is really firing on all cylinders, and you might add Tatum on top of it. Look at how they played on Friday. Brooklyn's terrible. As you said, they couldn't miss 22 threes, and they shot 60% from three. They shot 67% from the floor in that game, 80% from the free throw line. They put up 148. Right. So, they just had it going, and some nights you just have a good night. I don't think this was a one-off. I think offensively they're playing very well, which is why that differential, they're closing the gap between themselves and the Pistons. They might not even need Tatum to win the East, but obviously that makes things a lot easier, Keith. Bill Simmons on his podcast is hearing a new return date for Jason Tatum. We all thought it might be March 1st last night against the Philadelphia 76ers. I lost my February bet. That's out the window.
Sorry to hear that.
So at this point, the date for a return matters much less to me. I can't make any money off it. But Bill Simmons is hearing a date. Here's what he's hearing.
Tatum, it feels like it's going to be Friday. Dallas. Okay. That's what all signs are pointing to Friday, Dallas. I was wondering if it would be this weekend, but by Friday, I think it was not going to be this weekend.
That's an NBC game as well, is it not?
No, it might be.
It's not.
I think they were talking about that game at the end, and obviously they have this Tatum rehab docu thing they're doing.
Docu thing. It's a docu-series.
Not a bad description of it.
Yeah.
It is a weird 3-minute episodes, 4-minute episodes. They're on
last
YouTube.
night was 3:59.
I don't really get it.
We're going to round up like we did with that last guy. Give him 4 minutes.
If you're following the Peacock game lines, it would be Tuesday, March 10th at San Antonio is an NBC Peacock game.
But that's an away game. He wants to play in a home game.
The next home,
probably on Peacock.
Right. The next home Peacock game is March 22nd against Minnesota.
Which I believe coincides with the end of his docu-series.
Now, that's also a lot of games between now and then.
No, I'd have a problem
with
that.
They play tonight against Milwaukee. They play Wednesday home against Charlotte. They play Friday home on ESPN against Dallas. And yeah, you're right. Simmons does this a lot where he clearly talks to a ton of people, but he doesn't want to give anything away.
He's like, I'm hearing and all signs are pointing to, but like no elaboration. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying
I just think he doesn't want to attribute it to anybody, which is fine.
I would like to know some of what are the signs? What signs are pointing to it? What signs are pointing to that? It's not a Peacock game. So look, if he comes back,
were last night.
Yes,
the signs were Peacock is changing games around to put Philly Boston in prime time. Wouldn't they do that with the return of Tatum?
Yes, that's what I thought. So if he comes back on Friday, March 6th on ESPN, it's still a nationally televised game. It's still really close to his birthday, but it's not on his birthday and it's not on Peacock. I'll feel a little better about that not being orchestrated. Just what's convenient for like a business partner. I'd feel, and look, ESPN on some level is a business partner for the league.
Yeah.
But he's directly in bed with Peacock in this docu-series, docu-thing, as Zach Lowe put it. So I'd actually feel a little better if he comes back for that Dallas game, and it's not just trying to align with Peacock for your return, and it's about when you're cleared and when you can come back, and not just about where your docu-series is adding. So that's what Bill Simmons is hearing. I guess Windhorst said some similar things today.
You know what else be interesting?
On Get Up?
Yeah, what? I guess he just, nothing too specific, but I
Friday
think,
seems like the day, so people are starting to hear that.
And then that would be exactly 20 games left in the regular season. So they're at 40-20 right now. So they've played 60 games. They got Milwaukee and Charlotte, and then the Dallas game would give you 20. And so let's say he doesn't play every game, right? There's a couple of back-to-backs in there, so let's not put him in any back-to-backs, which you don't have in the playoffs. So he might get like a 15-game runway up until the playoffs, which I think would be perfect.
I think that's about right.
Yeah.
I mean, look, would I like more if he could do it? Sure, but I think...
But that's still enough, is my point.
I think so, too. Yeah. And it's a way to figure out, because Tatum's going into the starting lineup. Now, speaking of the docu-series, last night, episode 3 aired after the game. I must have missed episode 2. I don't know if they did it in pregame or halftime, or when they did it. I must have flipped the TV off at that point. But I saw episode 3 live. And I watched 2, which I thought was episode 3 last night because they aired it after the game. I thought that was the second episode.
Turp is saying that Jason Tatum has now tweeted out episode.
Oh, he finally tweeted that out.
Oh, 3. Yeah, during our show has now been uploaded. That is 4 minutes and 17 seconds. So they are getting longer.
They are.
Yeah.
There's
Don't
hope.
tell Michael Phillips.
I was going to say,
So
there's
now
hope out there, Michael Phillips.
17th?
Oh, Well, I hope not.
I don't know.
Well, maybe we can effort and try to get the clip at the end, because I did want to pull this today, where he says, I didn't come back to be a role player.
We need to check the zoning.
Hey, Doc, I didn't come back to be a role player, which tells me what I think I already knew. He's not going to come off the bench, and he's not looking to sacrifice. The only thing worse than not walking again is not being Jason Tatum. And I didn't come back to be a role player. So that's in episode 3, which I guess is up and available now. Maybe we can go pull a clean copy.
Yep.
But episode 2... And I think there's some tremendous footage in there. Like, if you're a Tatum fan or a Celtics fan, I do think there's some tremendous footage. They have him waking up on the operating table. I mean, they have him at his home, like, pulling himself up his steps. Like, they have some real peek behind the curtain footage there in these short episodes. But when we played this clip earlier, a lot of our listeners, text line, Twitch chat, etc., weren't really fans of how Tatum framed this. That's them speaking, Keith, not me.
No.
Let's hear this one more time. Some thought he was being a little overly dramatic for one surgery, but go ahead.
There's things around the tendon that we can preserve that makes the recovery process and the surgery better. He looked at his watch and he was like, man, I'm actually free today around 3. And it just kind of felt like my soul left my body, and I just put my head down.
His face, he's turning white. Jason was like, I'm not doing that. He's like, I didn't wake up this morning thinking I was gonna have surgery. And so everybody's just kind of looking around, and he's like, nah, I'm not. And so I just asked everybody to leave the room.
Yeah, she just grabbed me. And I kind of, I broke down.
I can't imagine, feeling like the thing you love the most, the thing you've worked for your whole life, just taken away from you. And I told him, I was like, listen, it's not a matter of if we're doing this surgery. It's a matter of when.
Okay, so good for his mom,
she helped
by the way.
Like, hey, get this thing over with now.
I think she's been the star of this thing.
Yeah.
I've seen now 3 episodes.
You like her hat?
Out of the 5. Her hat's very flashy.
So it's like a St. Louis Cardinals hat, and it has like just gems all over it.
Is that what they are? I was gonna say like little buttons. Those are like gems.
Like gems.
Okay, yeah.
Like Cece and Georgie have like a bunch of gems just like around the house. It's like she stuck them to her hat.
Very trendy and very fashionable,
Yeah,
I would say, for Tatum's mother there.
No, but that was the right call to put him in there. But I get where Tatum's coming from, because like you're just still like wrapping your head around being hurt, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna need surgery, and then you're talking to your doctor, and I'm free right now. Like, wait a minute, what?
Well, this doctor, and he had a nice brag of the week in episode 2, where he's like, I've operated on like Joel Embiid and all of the best players.
Vince Carter,
yeah. So he had a nice little brag in there, but like the man has a busy schedule. He's not always in New York. The Celtics happen to be in New York playing this game where he's located. He's available for a surgery that day. And his mom shook some sense into him.
Yeah. It's like, do it now.
Yeah, this is the best time to do it. Best for the recovery. It's on top of it, fate. He's here. We're in New York. He's available. And yeah, I mean, on some level, I get it. You didn't show up expecting surgery, but you knew you popped your Achilles. You knew you were going to need surgery. And this just speaks to him being, I think, very fortunate. He's very, very, very fortunate. He's in his late 20s and he's never had a surgery. There are a lot of guys by their late 20s, their careers are borderline over, for God's sakes. And he hasn't had a surgery like this, where he's knocked out and, he's going to go right on the table. So I would say, to me, I don't think he realizes how fortunate he is compared to guys who've had a lot of these surgeries. Guys have them in high school. Guys get this done in college and early on in their career. And so I wonder if that rings true for every athlete out there. A lot of them have had a surgery like this by their late 20s. But then in episode 3, he said we now have a version of this, Nick, a clean version of this.
It's up and at him.
Because we had some kind of crummy ones that were floating around social media. Here's what he said at the end of episode 3.
Calf looks fantastic. I mean, he's strong.
The doctor.
His position's great. His tension's good. You're as good as anyone has ever been. So, in 6 weeks, I'm confident you're going to go back and be Jason Tatum the way you were before. You're a young guy. Your calf looks great.
You come back to be no role player, Doc.
Okay.
I didn't come back to be a role player. I think he says it a second time at the end of that episode too, like as they're kind of like fading out.
He's kind of giving him the go ahead and the clearance. The doctor is. He's like, you look great. You're a young guy. Calf looks great. Like, you're going to come back and you are going to be the way that you are. So I think Tatum's also kind of confirming, like, all right, good. Like, that's the plan. Like, I better come back the way that I was. I don't want to be anything less than that.
Okay. He's not coming off the bench. He's not going to be anything less than Jason Tatum. That's when he's coming back. So I think you're getting some insight there.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of our instincts on this were accurate, but I think you're hearing that play out in real time. The only thing worse than not being Jason Tatum again is not walking again, and I didn't come back to be a role player. So that tells you his mindset when he comes back to this team, just in case you think he's going to come off the bench or he's going to cede the spotlight to Jaylen Brown. We'll get to your phone calls, 617-779-7937. We'll get you another matchup in the Jones and Keefe March Madness bracket. 90s and early 2000s rock bands. I can get you the full title here in a moment if you want to hear it one more time. We'll have another matchup for you later on this hour. Already 3 matchups available for you in the Woodstock 99 region of the 90s, early 2000s, heavy metal, new metal, grunge, alternative, pop punk, butt rock, and rock bands. Jones and Keefe March Madness bracket all month long here on Jones and Keefe. Go vote at Jones and Keefe. Billy Lanny, we'll get you all the latest here in trending as we lead you up until WEEI afternoons. We'll get you the clip du jour, and when we come back, it's time for Grab Bag.
Dog goes woof, cat goes meow, bird goes tweet, and mouse goes squeak. Cow goes moo, frog goes crow, and the elephant goes toot. Ducks say quack, and fish go blub, and the seal goes ow, ow, ow. But there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say?
Grab bag, grab bag, a bag, a bag.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays 6 to 10.
Now, here's what's trending on WEEI.
Trending now is brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. It's back-to-back wins for the Celtics after last night's 114-98 victory over the 76ers at the Garden. Sees it back on the court tonight in Milwaukee, taking on the Bucks. Giannis is expected to return to the court tonight after missing 5 weeks due to a right calf strain. Tip-off is at 7:30. The Red Sox are currently in spring training action in Dunedin, taking on the Blue Jays. You can catch the call of the game on WEEI AM 850, the Odyssey app, and across the Shaws and Style Market, WEEI Red Sox Network. Shaws, proud to be local since 1860. Right now it is scoreless in the top of the second inning, and the Bruins will return to the ice tomorrow night, hosting the Penguins. Brighten up your bank account by going to FindMassMoney.gov. You could have unclaimed money from a forgotten savings account, uncashed payroll checks, or a refund check that never got to you. It takes less than 30 seconds to search your name. FindMassMoney.gov. It's fast, easy, and free. I'm Billy Lanny. That's what's trending now on WEEI and WEEI.com.
I'm Pat Will here to help you beat the Rockets pay a visit to the lowly, tanking Wizards in D.C., and Houston should be able to put up points in bunches. The Wizards have continued to sit most of their best players. Even the ones that are playing, they limit them to about 20 minutes a game. Also, the Wizards are 29th in defensive rating over the last 15 games, and they play at the 3rd fastest pace in the league. So offense should come easy for Houston. I'm going over on the Rockets' team total points. I'm Pat Will. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Discover a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026.
At Verbo, we understand that even the best of plans sometimes need a little support. So we plan for the plot twists. Every booking is automatically backed by our Verbo Care Guarantee, giving you confidence from the very start. Whenever you need help, it's ready. Before your stay, through the moments in between, and after your trip. Because a great trip starts with peace of mind. And maybe a good playlist. But we've got the peace of mind part covered.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, brain fog, low sex drive, and it makes it tough to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is important to our overall health and well-being. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if some or all of those symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. But more than this, we can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 617-793-5000 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
The South Coast Health Heart and Vascular Program is nationally recognized year after year for providing world-class care. Our heart and vascular team goes above and beyond to deliver the best clinical care and most compassionate service. You receive the time, attention, and communication you need to feel most comfortable, because at South Coast Health, you are what matters most. We are South Coast Health Heart and Vascular. Visit southcoast.org/heart to learn more.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Now more of Jones and Keefe
on WEEI.
It's time for Grab Bag. It's time for Grab Bag.
Certainly it's time for Grab Bag here on Jones and Keefe. WEEI Grab Bag is brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Talking some Celtics as they got a win last night. They're now 40-20. Taking on the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, 7:30 in Milwaukee. And Jones, the return of Giannis.
Oh, he's back.
He's been out for like 5 weeks. Thought he was just sitting out so he could get traded. He did not get traded. And it looks like all signs are pointing to Giannis back on the floor tonight for the Bucks.
Giannis, famously a loser who won.
A loser who won
is famously what he is. Yeah.
You know what happened there? It was a NBA Finals of 2 all-time losers, so someone had to win. Giannis versus Chris Paul.
Giannis or Chris Paul. They can't both win.
Someone had to win.
Right.
And fittingly, one got up 2-0 in the series and then lost it. So that was actually pretty good.
Right. If your one championship is against Chris Paul, it
Doesn't
really
count.
doesn't even count. Yeah, it's a good point.
The LeBron bubble title doesn't count. Giannis versus Chris Paul doesn't count. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, while we're taking titles away, I'm with you.
Yeah. So 7:30 tonight as they take on the Bucks.
Maybe I didn't grab bag quite as often as I should have. Maybe I didn't grab bag quite as often as I could have. Jones and Keefe, if I made you feel second best, man, I'm sorry I was blind. Your show was always on my mind. Your show was always on my mind.
Man, real nice. Bruins lost on Saturday to Philadelphia. Your guy Swayman was in net. They lost that one. So they're 1-1 since the return from the Olympic break. Off tonight, they will take on Pittsburgh at home tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Still holding on to the
it, and it either bounced by his glove or over it, didn't touch it. So it'll be a single with one down for Sanchez.
Yeah, definitely not hard hit at all.
Catcher number 55, Tyler.
Still, as we sit here right now, you hit the nail on the head. He's pounding the strike zone, exactly what we were looking for. I think that every pitcher that's asked, what are you working on in these first couple of weeks, is just throwing the ball over the plate.
Oviedo struggled a little bit with that in some of the live batting practices we saw against Red Sox hitters 2 weeks ago. As Tyler Heineman swings first pitch, pops it up, shallow right, down the line. Sogard out, first baseman over. He's called off, and Capra, the second baseman, on an angle makes the catch behind him. And there are quickly 2 down for Oviedo, who's thrown 14 pitches and gotten 5 outs. It's March 2nd. It's too early for declarative sentences in any way, but if Johan Oviedo pitches the way we're watching him pitch right now, he will be the number 5 starter for the Boston Red Sox.
I feel like I was a Hanson brother right there. I'm trying to listen to the song, Coop. Blaring it.
Miles Straw down and away. I mean, I understand there's like Mr. Brightside going on, but all you have to do is go to any spring training ballpark any day.
No. They're not like this. Come on. Mark Hayes, back me up on this. This is next level. Right? This is next level.
I heard Mr. Brightside yesterday. I'll hear it tomorrow. I'll hear
they'll
it today.
play it.
Yeah. Brother goes, pitch a strike, and that's a stolen base for Jesus Sanchez. I don't think Oviedo was even considering his existence over there.
Yeah, Oviedo sitting at 94, 95 with that fastball.
When you shop Wayfair, you
That was a sinker, throwing that a little bit more. Something that was last year for him, not really a consistently used pitch. He did use it.
When you get a big deal.
1-1. Pitch is a 4-seamer high, and it's 2-1. He, like just about everybody else in the Red Sox rotation, and even some relievers throwing multiple types of fastballs.
Wayfair, it's always a big deal.
That slider has been good. He's dropped in a couple of curves. This is the first time today, though, he's been down in the count 2-1. Comes against Miles Straw. The pitch is swung on, and another fly ball to right field. Alan Castro ranging towards the line, jogging. He makes the catch to end another efficient and good-looking inning for Johan Oviedo. 6 outs on 18 pitches. And the Red Sox will take a 1-0 lead into the third. We'll step aside in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Create a space you can't wait to be in. It all starts at Frank Webb Home. With personal service and expert guidance at our local showrooms, we can help you find the bath, kitchen, and lighting solutions you need to enhance your space. With more selection and more expertise. Personal service to help you find your personal style. Visit frankwebb.com to schedule a free consultation in one of our 48 showrooms across the Northeast. Make yourself at home at Frank Webb Home.
At Verbo, we understand that even the best of plans sometimes need a little support. So we plan for the plot twists. Every booking is automatically backed by our Verbo Care Guarantee, giving you confidence from the very start. Whenever you need help, it's ready. Before your stay, through the moments in between, and after your trip. Because a great trip starts with peace of mind. And maybe a good playlist. But we've got the peace of mind part covered.
Joint pain shouldn't force you to hit pause on your life with surgery and a long recovery. There's a better non-surgical way. Meet Dr. Christopher Tupper, Medical Director for the QC Kinetics locations in Greater Boston.
And so I think the benefit of regenerative medicine is able to do these less invasive treatments, but also allow patients to continue their daily activities, including returning to work, returning to sports or recreation, while allowing the injuries to sort of heal in the background with what we're doing.
QC Kinetics treats you right in the office using your body's own healing tools redirected into your aching hip, knee, shoulder, or back.
It feels really good to be able to offer something where patients can begin to heal from an injury or improve their condition while still being able to work, to enjoy time with family. I love that we're able to provide that for patients.
For your free consultation, call 617-644-PAIN. That's 617-644-PAIN. 617-644-PAIN.
You're listening to Red Sox Spring Training Baseball
on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Braden Ward leads off the third, squares the bunt, pulls it back, and takes outside from Tyler Rogers for Toronto. So they've gone to their bullpen in the third inning. Cody Ponce done after 2. And now another one of their big money signings, at least on the reliever side, as Ward chops it up the first base line. Rogers off the mound, trying to shovel it to first. It wasn't close. He just pitchforked it to the right side and missed first base by, I don't know, 15 feet. He only threw it at like 50 miles an hour, and Ward is safe.
Yeah, I think that, first of all, the scouting report didn't trickle down the street to the Toronto clubhouse about Braden Ward, how fast he is, because I think in both cases these pitchers are like, what? Wait, this guy, wait. And that throw was to second base. I mean, not the bag second base, but where a second baseman plays.
So Ward's on second infield single, and he goes first pitch. Pitch outside, throw to second is not in time. Skipped off the glove of the shortstop Kasevich, and Braden Ward has 2 infield singles and a stolen base, because that's what he does.
Now steal third, now steal home. It's easy as that.
Little Jackie Robinson.
I mean, Coop, there hasn't been a lot of guys who I've seen where, like, he's just noticeably impacting the game with his speed like Braden Ward has.
It's Duran-esque.
I think he's more than Duran, to be honest with you.
Nick Sogard, the batter, he takes a strike, and the count's 0-2.
Well, I think he's faster than Duran ever was, really.
Yeah.
And it's no slight on Duran. It's just, I'm trying to think of some of the fastest Red Sox players that I've seen. When he steals, it's never close. We cited his stats as base stealer in the minors. And
0-2, ground ball right back to Rogers. He fielded it shoulder high and throws on to first after checking Ward back to second. 1-3, and there's one down to start the third inning. Red Sox facing Tyler Rogers, 3-year, $37 million deal. And you and I right here are watching the slowest fastball in Major League Baseball. But it works because of where he throws it from, basically full submarine, long, lanky frame. Hands it basically to the plate. As Theis chops it to the right side of the second baseman. Schneider shovels to first to get Matt Theis. Ward from second to third, and they're 2 down.
His twin brother plays for the Minnesota Twins, and he's always a good guy to talk to. He explained to me last year and then confirmed it this year in spring training that every single road trip he goes on, he packs every pair of underwear that he owns.
Just in case?
Just in case. And you know what? As he pointed out to me in spring training, actually paid dividends because he was traded last year. Had to actually switch teams twice. Seems like a good rule of thumb, doesn't it?
I like that. I'm going to consider that, although I haven't been in trade rumors, so.
But you are traveling around, my friend. You should start thinking about it.
Braden Ward on third, 2 down. Red Sox leading 1-0 against the Blue Jays. Mickey Gasper batting, and he takes a strike. Sinker on the outer half. Again, Rogers standing at 6'4". He has the longest. He looks like Wembanyama light in the way that his arms dangle down. 0-1. Got a big grunt, too, as he drops a sinker over the outside corner. And he throws the ball with, his knuckles facing the dirt. And just kind of throws it out there like a bowling ball. His sinker's 83-84, but all that deception, all that lank, he's been one of the best relievers in baseball over the last 6-7 years. 0-2 swing, line drive, left center field, sinking down. That's a hit for Mickey Gasper, and it's an RBI. Braden Ward walks home. Gasper's got an RBI single, and the Red Sox lead 2-0 in the third.
Mickey Ward, he's just a good all-around player. Right there you see he just goes the other way, left center field gap. And you saw him the other day, had what we thought was going to be a game-winning triple, but obviously to no travail where the Minnesota Twins came back in the last inning. Sad trombone.
Don't remind people. I mean, people are still getting over that.
Well, I felt bad for
takes
Mickey.
A strike.
I felt bad for Mickey, man. Like, what a moment. He has this. Where was that? Was that in Minnesota? I forget where it was. We lose track. But it was a 9th inning, 0-0 game. He gets an RBI triple. We think he's going to win the game. Good for Mickey Gasper. Still have that feather in his cap.
Leads off first. 0-1 is inside 1-1. Mickey's one of those guys, and we'll see kind of how the rest of the spring unfolds for him, and really into once the season gets going. 1-1, and the pitch crawls in outside, a slider at 75, 2-1 on Capra. But when he was in Worcester and putting together the run that ultimately got him to the big leagues for the first time, just talking to people around him, there were so many teammates and coaches and people in the organization that were in awe of what he could do with the bat, genuinely. 2-1 up and away. It's 3-1 on Capra.
It feels good to step There was a reason Minnesota kept him around last year on the major league team. He's a guy who can catch, a guy who can play a bunch of different positions, a guy that can handle the bat, and we've seen all of that in spring training this year. And there's a reason also the Red Sox wanted him back.
He leads off first still, 3-1, swinging a ground ball foul third base side.
Also an elite mustache.
As good as 80 grade mustache.
80 grade mustache.
No doubt.
I mean, there's all kinds of mustaches in baseball. But in terms of what you have right there, that style of mustache, you aren't going to find anything better.
No question.
That's the state trooper mustache.
You see that mustache, you go, oh, man. 3-2 swung on and missed. And Capra down against the submarine Tyler Rogers. Gasper and his mustache make it 2-0 Sox as we go to the bottom of the third. The Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Venus, and I am a real client of My 25% Lawyer. I was in a total wreck where someone hit me head on. It left me feeling hurt physically, mentally, and financially. Eventually, I spoke to a personal friend, and they asked if I had tried My 25% Lawyer. My experience with My 25% Lawyer was so much different than with the other attorneys. Oh, my word. Here's the amazing part about My 25% Lawyer. They did not try to hype me at all. This made it very easy. I got enough of a settlement to be able to handle my medical bills, to recoup the money that I had lost from lost wages and other business ventures, and to be able to give me a nice little start to 2025. They did look out for me, and I can tell you that with other attorneys, they would have gotten more than what I got. The family at My 25% Lawyer, God forbid anybody needs an attorney, I would definitely refer them to My 25% Attorney. They made it easy for me, and they got me my money.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich, creamy Frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like two delicious desserts just high-fived, snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate Frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
When life throws you a curveball, trust Catches Law, New England's hometown law firm. With over 4 decades of success and a local team that truly cares, let Catches Law fight for you. Remember, there's no fee unless you win. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Johan Oviedo on the mound. He'll get a third inning of work. He was crazy efficient in the first two. First pitch is way outside of the right-hand hitting Toronto shortstop Josh Kasevich. Red Sox leading 2-0 against Toronto. RBI hit so far from Mickey Gasper and Max Ferguson. Outfield playing deep. It'll be a 1-0 from Oviedo. Swinging a pop-up high and foul off to the right.
Yeah, again, sitting 94-95, Oviedo. But it seems a whole lot more than that because he has that thing that the Red Sox really covered.
Say it with me.
Extension.
1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch up and in, 2-1.
How red is his extension bar?
Oh, it's as red as it gets. I mean, 7-2. I think that's Glasnow, who has really been the extension king of the last few years.
Whitlock was the extension king for a while.
98th percentile.
Oh, look at that. That thing is like the heat miser. It's so red.
Wow. Let's see, my computer's shaking. It's so red.
It's funny. Alex Cora was asked if players look at Baseball Savant. And he's like, are you kidding me? Of course they do. and if you talk to guys, it's, oh, man, yeah, no, that's bluer than blue. That's Arctic. I'm Arctic on that. And so some people might not know what we're talking about. I'll explain in a second.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Oviedo winds and deals and gets a slow ground ball right side. Tough play. Capra charging, gets there, throws on the run and in time for the first out of the third inning for Johan Oviedo.
So BaseballSavant.com is universally known as the place you go for really sort of the next level analytics and stats and measurements. And and where every player is assigned a card where he has categories and where they rank among Major League Baseball players, and the redder you are, the better you are. And so, in other words, Oviedo's 98th percentile.
Riley Tirada takes a strike.
In extension, but obviously, if you're, say, if I had my sprint speed on there, I'd be probably 2%.
Yeah.
And it's blue. Anything under 50% gets bluer and bluer and bluer.
So you want to be as red as possible. 0-1. Check swing, slider in the zone for a strike. It's 0-2.
I told him, I had Ryan O'Hearn now of the Pittsburgh Pirates on podcast this offseason. I said, congratulations, you're the 53rd percentile in sprint speed. I mean, for something like anyone. You know, Braden Warren knows he's fast, right?
Yeah, but he's 99th percentile sprint speed.
But Ryan O'Hearn, like, I'm above average.
0-2 is line back foul. I got a buddy, we'll be talking about a player, and it'll be like, well, like, yeah, he wasn't very good last year. And he'll go, yeah, but circles. Because Baseball Savant, the colors are in circles. So it's like, if he's got circles, we're good.
I feel like, because I'm always thinking through the prism of T-shirts, we should definitely make a Cooper Boardman Baseball Savant T-shirt.
0-2 is down and away. And the count's 1-2.
Home run call, 98th percentile. Enthusiasm, 99th percentile. Body fat.
That's it. First percentile. Be a 1-2 from Oviedo to Riley Tirada. Here it comes. And he dots the outside corner with a fastball. No challenge from Tirada. He thought about it. 3 strikeouts for Johan Oviedo. He is cooking right now for the Red Sox.
It's interesting. You know, I was talking to our guy Izzy the other day, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and I said, I think that you'll be really good at challenges. He's a former catcher, and he's like, yeah, when guys go to the WBC, I'll start doing it more, but they're saving them for the regulars right now. Which is interesting, right? He's also very self-aware of stuff like that.
George Springer fouls it back.
Am I a big deal?
No, completely understandably. The kind of guy you want in your clubhouse because he does all these little things and has an understanding of kind of the bigger picture.
Because with savings so real, you can get your dream sofa.
Springer's the Blue Jays leadoff hitter. He singled hard to begin the game for them offensively. 0-1. Swinging a fly ball foul high off to the right. It's 0-2. And from that moment, Oviedo's retired 7 out of 8. The only guy who got on was Jesus Sanchez on a ball that you could probably argue should have been fielded on the infield. Oviedo's thrown 30 pitches. 24 of those 30 have been strikes. And he's ahead 0-2 on George Springer. Trying to go 1-2-3 in the third. The 0-2 from Johan Oviedo is swung on and missed up top with 94, and he finishes off his outing with a crown. A strikeout of Springer, 4 Ks in 3 innings, and he'll walk off to a series of handshakes. Alex Cora gives him a big one, has a pretty good fired up look on his face. Red Sox will take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. We'll step aside of the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Looking to get rid of all of the junk after the snow melts? Look no further than E.L. Harvey. The team at E.L. Harvey are the waste management experts in Boston and throughout Massachusetts, with their partner companies with waste and recycling options for everyone, from homeowners to businesses and contractors. They are committed to keeping our beautiful community clean and green. Visit elharvey.com to schedule a dumpster rental now. For all of your waste and recycling needs, visit elharvey.com. That's elharvey.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Jones and Keefe.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Fourth inning, Red Sox and Blue Jays from Dunedin. First pitch was a strike. And for the play-by-play, here is Rob Bradford.
Always an honor, Cooper Boardman here at beautiful, beautiful TD Ballpark in Dunedin. Pitched by Brendan Little. Kind of a side-winding lefty, I guess 3/4. Facing Alan Castro, right-handed hitting Alan Castro right now with the Red Sox holding a 2-0 lead. I like to say a Braden Ward-induced 2-0 lead. Little, obviously one of the factors in the Blue Jays bullpen out of the left side, and the ball goes to look down to first base for an appeal, and no. That will remain a ball to be 1-2 to Castro. So you're saying Alex Cora was talking up Alan Castro a little bit?
He was.
Right?
You know, switch hitter who's really, I mean, his power side is the left side. That's where I think all but one of his home runs came in his season 2 years ago. And he said from the left side, like, this is a legit hitter.
Swing and a miss for a strike three. Castro goes down swinging. There's one out. Little gets the first batter he faces as Tyler McDonough strides to the plate.
Of course, that swing was from the right side. But we saw the left-hand swing, that single that he took to the right side off of Cody Ponce.
Yeah, my first impressions of Alan Castro is that he's a big guy, like obviously looks the part. I think he needs some work in the field. He's misplaced a few balls out there, but when you have that sort of big guy with that kind of power, Little delivers. Swing and a miss by Tyler McDonough, 0-1.
I think, too, you know, and Alex talked about his defense, the struggles that he's had in game. A lot of the scout stuff that they've talked about, you know, in his minor league season is he's been a good defender.
Delivers. That's a ball inside, 1-1. Yeah, I mean, as we said a million times, making a team or making an impression in the Grapefruit League in the outfield is a tough road to go down. Little sets. Again, lefty pitcher, and he delivers. Fastball fouled off over by the Red Sox dugout. That's 1-2 on Tyler McDonough. But you're right. I mean, so far the story of this one is Oviedo.
I turned to you and I said, I get it now. You know, I mean, he just did. He was unreal. I mean, he's as good as you can be probably in an outing on March 2nd.
Little delivers, swing and a miss. Tyler McDonough dropped behind him, but throws down to first, no problem. That'll be 2 outs for the Blue Jays.
I mean, Oviedo goes, 31 pitches. He threw 25 strikes. Four-seamer was dialed in. He sat 95 on it. He hit 96. The slider he threw for a strike 6 out of 8 times that he threw it. Curveball was good, mixed in the occasional sinker and changeup, and diced this lineup. I mean, really.
Max Ferguson strides to the plate against Brendan Little, lefty on lefty. And, I think with Johan Oviedo, what we can't forget, and this was a reminder of this, is that there was a reason they traded what was at the time probably their top position prospect in just Nixon Garcia.
No question.
Little looks in, and he delivers to Max Ferguson. That's going to be outside. 2-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
I mean, if he pitches that way, multiple times over the course of the spring or something, even within a shadow of that, there's, regardless of what you think, there's no question he's going to be on the opening day roster.
Ball skips back to the backstop. That'll make the count 3-0 to Max Ferguson again with 2 outs. Nobody on. Red Sox carrying a 2-0 lead here in the top of the fourth. And that is one of the biggest storylines heading into March with this team is the fifth starter. And after today, Johan Oviedo probably took a huge step to getting that spot. Brandon Little Kid find the strike zone once again, and Max Ferguson will stride down to first base with a walk, keeping the inning alive.
Shortstop, number 65.
Well, there's no question that him and Connolly early have separated themselves early, no pun intended, in camp. But, you know, what Oviedo just did there was...
Franklin Arias now takes his first pitch against Brendan Little after striking out in his first at bat. Top prospect going against Cody Ponce. Now it's going to be lefty on righty. Takes strike 1, 0-1, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. I'm sorry, swinging the foul ball back to the backstop. 0-2 on Arias.
Excited to see Arias hit here. I mean, you know, guy that you can see there's some ferocity in his swing, and they're working on slug. They're working on hitting the ball in the air and, you know, impacting it a little bit more consistently. But you can see that there's just a level of athleticism in the way he moves on the field.
Well, you talk a lot about getting bigger and stronger. Not a tall guy. Little delivers. Swing and a miss. So that's strike 3. That'll do it for the Red Sox in the top of the fourth. They get one runner on, but not able to take advantage. But carrying a 2-0 lead heading in the bottom of the fourth here on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
At Verbo, we understand that even the best of plans sometimes need a little support. So we plan for the plot twists. Every booking is automatically backed by our Verbo Care Guarantee, giving you confidence from the very start. Whenever you need help, it's ready. Before your stay, through the moments in between, and after your trip. Because a great trip starts with peace of mind. And maybe a good playlist. But we've got the peace of mind part covered.
Joe Haggerty, Hockey Insider here. My whole life, I have not been what you'd call svelte. That's not exactly breaking news, and for years, if anyone asked how I'd felt, I'd say, I'm fine. And I believed it, but after just 1 week with Awaken 180, down 9.5 pounds, I feel really good. And what really hit me wasn't just the number. It was realizing how bad I'd actually started feeling and just gotten used to it. I'm sleeping better. I'm in a better mood. My focus and energy are through the roof compared to where they were. Truth is, I didn't even start Awaken 180 to feel better. I started because I've got kids. I want to keep active and coaching them in hockey. I want to be around years from now for them. I can't control everything in life, but I can control my health. So that's what I'm doing. If you've been telling yourself you're fine, maybe it's time to find out what better actually feels like. Do what I did and make that call to Awaken 180, 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
When life throws you a curveball, trust Catches Law, New England's hometown law firm. With over 4 decades of success and a local team that truly cares, let Catches Law fight for you. Remember, there's no fee unless you win. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back, everybody, to TD Ballpark. Beautiful Dunedin, Florida. I'm Rob Bradford alongside Cooper Boardman. This pause 10 seconds here on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
We are your home for Boston College football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. WEEI AM, Boston, an Odyssey station.
Red Sox carrying a 2-0 lead, heading to the bottom of the fourth. New pitcher for the Red Sox, Kyle Keller. And he hits Nathan Lucas. First pitch right in the back of the thigh. Nobody wants to get hit in spring training, I can guarantee you that.
Nope.
And the pitcher definitely does not want to begin his outing that way, but so be it. And you can see Keller's an interesting guy. He's very animated. You see like him sort of motioning what he did there. And I noticed that it's Kyle Keller because of the recoil he has on his delivery. A tall, lanky sort.
Another guy was in Japan.
David Schneider now facing Keller with Lucas at first. He pumps in strike 1 right there, 90 miles an hour. you know, a guy like Kyle Keller is a guy that probably no one's paying attention, but he's also the type of guy who all of a sudden he's like, oh, he's pitching at Fenway Park. Who knew? Looks in against David Schneider, second baseman. Deep fly ball to left field, going back, but caught there at the warning track. Didn't get much elevation on it, but right at the left fielder, no problem for Tyler McDonough. Jack of all trades. You know, I had to check because Tyler McDonough has played already about 6 positions in spring training.
That's what he does. I see him as, you know, Nick Sogard's a great example. Guy's been in the organization for a few years, has played in a lot of different spots, a lot of different, you know, places around the diamond, revamped his swing, and just taking these incremental steps year over year. McDonough is a good example of that. You know, the home run he hit the other way the other day is a swing that I've never seen him take over a couple of years in Worcester. And so you could see that, you know, he's a guy just very slowly, maybe under the surface, developing.
Kyle Keller now delivering to Addison Barger, hitting him from the left side, fouls it off, 0-1. But yeah, it's such a good point by you, Tyler McDonough. You obviously have seen him play a lot in Worcester. A guy who can do a lot of things well, but when he hit that opposite field home run, really used his base, got under it. I mean, knifing through the wind a little bit. He's a good player. Kyle Keller gets one, what kind of gets away from him. I don't know exactly what he was trying to do. Maybe a little bit of a curveball, 78 miles an hour. But Matt Theis has to sort of jump up and knock it down. That's going to be 1-1 to Addison Barger. Addison Barger, of course, I mentioned this before, staying at first base, Toronto first and third in the last inning of the World Series, Game 7. Vlad Guerrero sitting at third, Alejandro Kirk up. And I think, Coop, my only criticism of John Schneider that whole World Series was maybe not having Addison Barger steal second.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many little things in that series that I feel like I've been reliving it a little bit today, remembering.
Keller looks in and he delivers, tries to come back with another curveball again. Not able to command it on the outside edge. That'll be 2-1.
You know, I think about their bullpen and how it kind of came down to Sir Anthony Dominguez late in the game, which, you know, I'm not necessarily sure that'd be your number one guy in the biggest spots that you want.
Well, we get a balk. We have a balk by Kyle Keller. We have a balk. Immediately, Kyle's going out to the second base umpire. Ask what exactly he did. He's getting the explanation there. I think he's accepting it. I'm not sure. But Matt Theis goes out to sort of calm him down, look at the pitch calm. But again, very animated. Not as animated, and we'll talk a little bit about sort of the World Series and the Blue Jays in a second, but the animation of Kyle Keller reminded me of we did the Mikey Romero game last year. He hit the home run here in Dunedin where the wind was howling out. Remember Austin Adams?
Oh my gosh, psychopath Austin Adams. I say with endearment.
Yeah, and that was an outing where obviously a guy with major league experience, a guy who was very animated, and he was all kinds of struggles up here in Dunedin. The wind was moving the ball all over the place.
Yeah, he was like yelling into his glove. He was like muttering to himself. He waved to the fans at one point.
Keller looks into Barger. Pumps a fastball. That's going to be low. That'll be 3-1 with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Red Sox leading 2-0. Red Sox out hitting the Toronto Blue Jays 6-2. Again, the big story so far was Johan Oviedo, what he did. Really impressive. Couldn't be any more impressive, to be perfectly honest. Keller looks into Barger, the 3-1 count. Another fastball, gets some swinging. Barger swings over the top of it, low and inside, usually a sweet spot for lefty hitters. But I like Barger a lot, and obviously you see him play in the postseason, in the World Series, like, okay. And even, Coop, the series the Red Sox played against them in September, he sort of was an impressive guy. A lot of those guys were impressive.
He had a great year. I mean, you know, I feel like the world got to know him in the postseason.
It's a foul ball. Back behind the plate.
He had 21 homers last year.
Yeah.
Like he was a real major leaguer. And then some. And I remember sitting here talking to you about him, in spring. Like, this is a guy who's been really good at AAA. He's finally going to get his major league shot, and they got to the World Series because of guys like this.
Oh my goodness, him, Ernie Clement. Keller looks in, 3-2 count, 1 out. High pop up over toward the left field side. Ferguson ranges over, no problem. He's going to catch it in foul ground, and that'll be 2 outs for the Red Sox with the runner still at second base.
Yeah, he's a good. I mean, his profile's really good, and there was a lineup. I thought that was a lineup that needed more power, going 24 to 25. Obviously, George Springer at the top of it hit 32 homers, I think it was. That'll help. But Barger gave him 21. They got a little bit from different places. They got the high contact from Ernie Clement, and that was an offense that just kind of moved as a machine down the stretch.
Jesus Sanchez now facing off with Kyle Keller. Curveball on the outside edge for a ball, 1-0. And, you look at what the Blue Jays were an interesting team heading in the postseason. The Red Sox played them. They were without Bo Bichette. They weren't scoring runs at all. I think was it Barger who hit the grand slam?
Yeah.
Keller fastball on the inside edge. Does Sanchez off the plate, but that's going to be a strike, 1-1. But a lot of people are saying the Blue Jays can't function without Bo Bichette. Their offense can't go. Sure enough, I don't know if you know what happened. They functioned.
Worked out all right.
Keller looks into Sanchez. Pumps another fastball on the inside edge. That'll be 1-2 to the lefty hitting Sanchez. Again, 2 outs. Red Sox leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Winds died down a little bit, Coop. Keller looks in. Another curveball. Not able to quite command that curveball on the outside edge. That's the 3rd straight miss he's had with that pitch.
I also thought, I thought it was good that the world got to understand how good Vladdy was. And I don't think you need to, everybody knows he's a good player, obviously, but the fact that he was at his best.
Keller delivers, that's the ball in the dirt.
The fact that he was at his best when everybody was watching.
Yes.
To see what he's capable of. And, there was he signed obviously he signs the $500 million, deal, and everybody's going insane about it. And there are a lot of people who was kind of an overpay or whatever. But, I mean, to me, he is on one hand one of the best players in baseball, to me.
Keller looks in and Sanchez full count, 2 outs. Delivers inside on the inside edge, and Sanchez looks out at Keller. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, he looks at him like he had a problem with him. It was ball 4. He's going to walk to first, but all Keller was doing that at bat was pumping in fastballs on the inside edge. I mean, there's nothing to be mad about.
Yeah, he just hasn't had any command. He's missed over and over again with those cutters inside.
But I was talking to Ross Atkins about this, the GM of the Blue Jays, and I said that you signed the guy to extension, $500 million, which we can talk about what he would have gotten in the open market. But you don't know what he's going to do in that stage until he does it on that stage. Well, it looks like we got a violation. That's going to be ball 1. Shot clock violation. Kyle Keller. First and second here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th here. Beautiful Dunedin. TD Ballpark, usually one of the windiest ballparks that you're going to find in the Grapefruit League. Wind's blowing out the right field. I've seen windier, but still it's going to affect any fly ball, certainly. Keller delivers another fastball, trying to paint that inside edge. And we're going to have a challenge. We're going to have a challenge from Matt Theis of the Red Sox. I don't know about this one, Coop. Yeah, it's going to be a ball. Red Sox lose the challenge.
He missed by 1/10 of an inch off the bottom corner.
Yeah, but my instincts were keen, man. I'm telling you, that was not the one to challenge. But so be it. Red Sox lose the challenge. 2-0, 2 outs. Tyler Heineman at the plate, swings and misses at a fastball from Kyle Keller. Well, but why not? We had that game yesterday, and really, nobody really talked about it because maybe they didn't care as much as we did. But there was 2 pitches that really
we were emotionally
invested.
invested.
Game. Yeah. Keller looks into Heineman. Strike on the inside edge, 2-2, another fastball. He's got good command of the fastball, just can't really control that curveball right now. Tyler Heineman, of course, the Magic Man, the man who puts on the Magic show for every team he's with, including the Red Sox, when he was with them a couple of years ago.
And you don't have money.
Keller looks into Heineman, who's had a pretty good year last year for the Blue Jays, stuck with the team. Fires in, high fastball. That's going to be another full count, 3-2. We're going to have the runners going, Coop, first and second.
Oh, baby. I couldn't believe the offensive year that Heineman had last year. I mean, you know he's a good defensive catcher, but small sample size, they put him in good positions, but he delivered.
You know, a lot of kudos has to go to the Toronto Blue Jays hitting coach David Popkins. Keller delivers to Heineman. It's a deep fly ball way back to right field, the warning track, but Castro's going to sit under it at the warning track. Almost get it up into that wind. You know what? He lucked out because the flags died down at just the right time. But so be it. Kyle Keller gets out of it, strands 2 runners. Red Sox still leading 2-0 as we head to the top of the 5th here in the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest selection of Toyo tires, sells them all at the guaranteed lowest price, offers more free services for life than anywhere else, and Town Fair has well over 100 locations throughout New England and New York. The area's largest inventory of Toyo tires at the guaranteed lowest price, more locations, and the most free services for life. So for your next set of Toyo tires, remember, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Every Nissan Frontier is battle-tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And its bed drop-tested over and over. We do all that to the V6-powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
At some health systems, cancer care can make you feel like a number. At South Coast Health Cancer Care, you're more than a diagnosis. We offer the most advanced treatments and the latest surgical advancements, led by a connected team of experts who not only see your cancer, but all of you. Because healing isn't just medicine, it's compassion, it's connection. It's care that knows your story and walks along with you. We are South Coast Health Cancer Care. Visit southcoast.org/cancercare.
You're listening to Red Sox Spring Training Baseball on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
All right, we're headed to the top of the 5th here at TD Ballpark in Dunedin. Probably the furthest trip the Red Sox make in the Grapefruit League. About 2.5 hours up I-75, but all worth it because we got the great game of baseball right in front of us, and we're going to go to the top of the 5th with the Red Sox carrying a 2-0 lead, and our guy Braden Ward at the plate against old friend Jorge Alcala.
Amen. Hey, let me tell you, big savings are in store at Shaws and Star Market. Right now, get Value Pack 80% lean fresh ground beef and Value Pack fresh signature select chicken tenders. For only $3.49 a pound when you use digital coupon limit 2.
Man.
There you go.
Our house would be stock full. Our house is the place to be. Be full of Shaws and Star Market chicken tenders.
No question. No question.
Foul ball for Braden Ward. The counts 1-2 against, again, we said old friend Jorge Alcala. Remember, the Red Sox traded for him last year, made 19 appearances for the Red Sox. A representative 3.31 ERA, 16 in the third innings with the Red Sox. Hard-throwing guy. 18 strikeouts for the Red Sox in those 16 in the third innings.
Yeah, remember they traded for him from Minnesota. He was really good for the first.
And Braden Ward lofts one. Lazy fly ball to center field. That's where Miles Straw glides over it and make the first out.
He was really good for the first 10, 15 appearances or so. Struggled a little bit, and Justin Slayton got healthy, and then a couple other guys got healthy, and in the roster crunch, they designated him for assignment. But, he's a hired arm, and that, he's kind of in that pool of reliever of guys you take a chance on.
Alcala delivers to Nick Sogard on the outside edge. That'll be ball one. But, there was a time where Alcala was catching some heat where they were putting him in some high leverage situations. The Red Sox bullpen, I think at that time, had been a little bit depleted, so maybe had to lean on him a little bit more than they wanted. Alcala delivers, fastball to Nick Sogard. Fastball sitting at 96 right there. That's fouled back. We see it in baseball on teams so much now, Coop. Bullpens, we're doing roster projections and everything else. I mean, bullpens are just churned through. Delivered from Alcala on the inside edge, and that's going to be off the plate. That'll be ball 2-1 on Nick Sogard.
Yeah, you have your dogs, right? Like you have your 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that are going to be your constants through the year if they're healthy.
High pop up, Barger going over toward the Red Sox dugout, catches it about 10 feet in foul ground. That'll be the second out for the Red Sox. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th against Jorge Alcala.
And then you have everybody else. I mean, think about it. Guys that made relief appearances for the Red Sox last year. Nick Birdie, Isaiah Campbell, Hunter Dobbins came out of the bullpen at one point. Alcala, Luis Guerrero. I mean, think about Sean Newcomb for 7 games. I mean, all these guys.
And to your point, a lot of times you see these guys, and then next thing you know, they're doing something great for another team. Matt Tice is going to loft one in to right field. Drops in front of the right fielder, and that will give him a single, keeping things alive for the Red Sox here in the top of the 5th. Running at first, 2 outs. Red Sox leading 2-0, bringing Mickey Gasper to the plate.
The thing about relievers is, you hear it a lot, reliever volatility, right? And I find it amazing. You and I were doing the exercise of the best relievers in baseball yesterday, and Aroldis Chapman had the best ERA, results-wise of anybody in baseball last year. Mason Miller's ERA was above 2. I'm not saying that that's some bad thing.
Cala pumps one in. Ball inside edge. That'll be 1-0 on Mickey Gasper.
But one of my favorite exercises, and I just pulled it up, is to read some of the guys that are in the top 30 in baseball in bullpen ERA. And, you've got your guys. Chapman was 1 last year. Edwin Diaz was 2. Abner Uribe, who's been great for the Brewers, was 3.
Cal delivers to Mickey Gasper well wide and outside. That'll be 2-0.
But you look at the top 30 of ERA. These are all guys.
By the way, before you go.
Yeah.
If Andrew Bailey was up here right now, he'd be screaming at you for citing ERA.
Well, of course. I mean, I could do FIP. I just thought I'd alienate some people.
Do FIP. No, go ahead. Do ERA. Mickey Gasper still to plate against Alcala. 2-0. Delivers, swing and a miss. That'll be 2-1 with 2 outs.
In the top, these are all guys with ERAs below 2.5 out of the bullpen last year. Matt Svanson of St. Louis, who I'm sure nobody's heard of. Mike Vassell, legend from the White Sox.
Don't say nobody's heard of him. Like BC High product.
Brad Keller had an amazing year. Anthony Bender, Dennis Santana.
Cala delivers. Mickey Gasper deep to center field. Straw going back, way back, and that's gone. Mickey Gasper sending it over the center field wall. Gets it up a little bit into the jet stream right there, but still a lot of credit to him. Out over the 400-foot mark. Straw kept going back and back and back. Finally ran out of room. That'll be a 2-run homer for Mickey Gasper. Have a day, Mickey Gasper. Let's go.
Drives in 3 out of the 4 so far. That's a curveball, too. I mean, it's just a curveball up, and he takes that swing. He's got such good pull-side power. That's a poke, though. Deep to right center, 396 over the high wall there.
And I tell you what, it was sort of the end of the bat, it seemed, and that's why I was sort of hesitated. Strike 1. As Capra steps to the plate. And I hesitated a little bit because it was out over the end of the bat. Ball outside. And he had to generate a lot of the power. And really, Miles Straw is also a guy, Coop. When he goes back on a ball, you're kind of always assuming that he's going to catch it. But the minute that he turned, and you know this, Another ball from Alcala. The minute he turned and looked up, you're saying, well, you know what? He did it just the right place, just the right time, just the right altitude. Home run for Mickey Gasper.
It's a great swing. And again, there's probably one pitch in that at bat he could have done something with. And it was the one that he did something with.
That'll be a 2-2. Alcala pumps in the strike. The Vinny Capra here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Red Sox have now built their lead to 4-0 on the Mickey Gasper 2-run homer against old friend Jorge Alcala. Alcala delivers, swing and a miss for Capra. That's going to do it, but not before we define this potentially as the Mickey Gasper game. 2-run homer for the always valuable catcher / utility man / elite mustache wearer. All of it. Have a day, Mickey Gasper. Red Sox leading 4-0 heading into the bottom of the 5th here at TD Ballpark here on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
When you're on the go, count on Mass General Brigham Health Plan with 24/7 support, helpful digital tools, and world-class providers. We offer coverage for individuals, families, employers, and retirees, all connected to one of the world's leading healthcare systems. Whether you're playing pickleball in Boston Seaport or hiking with your dog up Mount Wachusett, you can be free to live in your moment. Learn more at massgeneralbrighamhealthplan.org.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
You're listening to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back. Red Sox leading 4-0 here at TD Ballpark. With the music continuing to blare between every single pitch. Fans are alive. I'm Rob Bradford along with Cooper Boardman. We have a new pitcher, Coop. Ryan Watson, Rule 5 guy. We always love the Rule 5 guys. Steps in. Miles Straw fouls one right back over our head.
Well, the Rule 5 guys are really interesting because, and most fans, of course, will be familiar with this, but in case you don't know, the Red Sox are required to put this guy on the major league roster or return him.
Watson delivers. It'll be strike 2, 0-2 on Miles Straw.
Or return him to the team he was selected from, in this case, the Athletics. And so, we read in between lines in spring training a lot, hey, does this outing really matter in a big league context? Does this at-bat really matter?
There's pumps in. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, but that's going to be high and inside. It'll be 1-2 on Straw.
Every time Ryan Watson takes the mound, he is auditioning.
Yes.
Every single pitch he throws matters for him to make the team.
Watson delivers to Straw, a little slider up, and Arias jumps up. Looked like it might be over his head for a second, but gauges this perfectly, goes back to the cut of the infield grass, takes a little bit of a jump and reels it in, 1 out.
And I like Ryan Watson, for the record. Not that, I don't think Craig Breslow's basing his decisions on what I think, but
he was actually asking me today.
He was like, what does Coop think?
What does Cooper Boardman think of him?
Well, you tell him that I like him.
Okay.
The fastball 94, the big-time extension. We saw that sweeper a lot. His outing last week.
Ryan Watson delivers. Josh Kursevich, shortstop.
There's been a lot of talk about Rule 5 guys. And the Red Sox have, Garrett Whitlock is, of course, among the most famous examples of all time now at this point.
A ball, 2-0 on Kursevich.
But you're seeing it more and more.
I have a theory on this.
Please.
Thank you. But there's so much more information, so much more measurements. It's not this, the eye test. I think the guy could be in the major leagues. Watson looks in and delivers. Ground ball up the middle, and it's going to be through past the diving areas. The Blue Jays will have a runner on first with one out here in the bottom of the fifth.
There's no question, right? You can look at a guy and say, well, he does this, this, and this. We think that we can get him to here, here, and here. Worth taking a major league shot on. And, there's so many organizations that are developing a lot of really good pitchers, and you can only protect a specific number of them.
Well, what you're seeing in Watson now facing Riley Terada here with one out in the bottom of the fifth, runner on first, fires in. Ball checks down to first. Nope. Nick Sogard said yes, but the umpire sitting next to him said nope. Sorry, Nick.
There are two teams in the division right now in the American League East that right now are trying out Rule 5 guys in their bullpen.
Ball from Ryan Watson, 2-0 with one out. And the thing is, with Rule 5 guys also, it's the relievers. I mean, this is, to find a position player, that's a little bit more challenging. Even to find a star is a little bit more challenging. But to find these guys where you can say, okay, you know what, you don't have to be a closer, but maybe you'll become a closer. Those are the Rule 5 guys that are sticking. Swing and a miss from Terada. That'll be 2-1. Good cutter right there, 91 miles an hour from Ryan Watson.
I was playing the game, last inning. I might be the only person who enjoys the game, but reading the best relievers in baseball last year.
That was fun. That was a fun game.
And how many names? Thank you. And how many names do you know? There are a lot of them you do, but there are a lot of them you don't.
Watson delivers on the outside edge. Nope. Thought Theis might challenge, but no. 3-1, one out. Red Sox are down to one challenge.
And in major league bullpens, guys, maybe 5 through 8 on the depth chart of that, who, by the way, are going to pitch multiple times a week when the season's going in full swing. Guys 5 through 8, you're just trying to essentially catch some kind of lightning.
Watson pumps one past Terada. That'll make the count full here with one out, runner on first. Red Sox leading 4-0 in the bottom of the fifth. And you're right, one of the names you mentioned in your awesome game that you were playing, Mike Vassell, he was a Rule 5 guy. Top Mets pitching prospect, gets picked by the Rays, then gets traded to the White Sox and has a great year. Watson fires over to first.
You look at the division right now, the Yankees selected Cade Wingquest, who I believe from the Cardinals. And that's a guy that's going to be, by all counts, in their bullpen if he can make the team. And, Watson's in the same situation here. And think about that. That's the Red Sox and the Yankees.
That's the thing, right? I mean, the big market teams never thought if you have a Rule 5 guy, he's never going to make the team. As you point out, Garrett Whitlock, Justin Slayton. Watson delivers. Oh, he hits him right in the shoulder. Hits Terada right in the shoulder on the full count. That'll put the runners on first and second here with one out. One just got away. It looked like a fastball right there, 91 miles an hour. That's not what Ryan Watson wants to look for and when he's trying to impress. And like we said, I mean, this is a tough place to pitch. It just is. For whatever reason, you have a lot of wind. We've seen a lot of pitchers sort of implode here. And this is a opening, almost an opening day lineup, minus, of course, a notable name in Vlad. But still a pretty good lineup that he's facing. Speaking of which, George Springer stepping the plate here with one out. Ball on the outside edge. And I would say this. So who is the most famous Rule 5 guy of all time? This is my trick question, my party question. Makes me feel like I have all kinds of street cred when you don't know the answer. Ryan Watson stares in at George Springer, obviously one of the best leadoff hitters in the game. Fires, a little bit of a, look like a cutter on the outside. And again, ball. That's 2-0. And this is a test for Ryan Watson, Coop. I mean, he's trying to paint the corners against George Springer. At some point, you got to come in. You got to say, here's my stuff.
Yeah, you got to throw him a 2-0 fastball, and that's very scary the way he's swinging the bat right now.
Delivers, and there's your fastball. There's your 2-0 fastball. But looks to be a little bit high. That's going to make it 3-0 already. Runners at first and second. One out. Red Sox carrying a 4-0 lead, but living on the edge here. They can play living on the edge anytime now if they want. Top, bottom of the fifth.
They played everything else.
I know. That's what I figured. Watson delivers. Oh, there you go. George Springer, the green light on the 3-0. Fastball on the outside edge. Isn't able to get a hold of it. Foul back to the backstop. You going to answer my question?
I'm still thinking. We do this every year, and the name is eluding me right now. Yeah.
3-1 to George Springer with the Rule 5 pick. Ryan Watson on the mound. Again, ball on the outside part of the plate. Not great command on that fastball, trying to live on the outside edge, but wasn't able to do it. And now George Springer walks, makes the bases loaded. Here comes Andrew Bailey.
So what's the answer?
Roberto Clemente.
Right.
Why don't you just dismiss it? Like, right.
No, it's because I'm just I
mean, there's a laundry list. I mean, now you said Garrett Whitlock may have been one of the best ever. That might be a little bit hyperbole.
I don't know.
If there was only a way now with ChatGPT or AI, why don't we ask our friend technology, best Rule 5 picks of all time? So here we go. I'm going to set the scene here, Coop, because this is a big moment in this game. Bottom of the fifth, 1 out. Red Sox leading 4-0, but the bases are loaded. Ryan Watson on the mound. Nathan Lucas at the plate. Has the ability to put one over the fence. If he does, it would be a tie game. There's a little bit of a breaking ball. Looked like a curveball from Watson. That gets ahead, strike one. Watson looking in. Again, bases loaded here with 1 out. He delivers fastball. It's going to be inside. 1-1. Watson can't fool around here, and he's heading into the heart of this order. You have Lucas hitting in the second spot. You have Goodwin now pinch running for Springer at first. Watson delivers. Grounder to slip first base. Sogard ranges over, gets to a streaking Watson to get the runner at first. Good play by Nick Sogard to charge that ball. Very slowly hit. Good job by Watson of getting over. Sort of an in-between one, and more inexperienced first baseman, Coop, I think, might have let that go to the second baseman, which would have been disastrous, but Sogard aggressively charges it, gets it over to Watson.
Yeah, he did a really good job. He's a really good first baseman. He's turned himself into one. Had to go over there. By the time he got there, had no chance to get the runner coming down from third. Runner scores, but still, really nice play.
That'll make it 4-1 Red Sox over the Blue Jays. Still runners at second and third with 2 outs. Here with David Schneider at the plate, and he'll take ball 1 from Watson. See, this is another case. We need Watson to get through this hitter because we cannot keep having this. You've hit your pitch limit. We're going to bring in a guy, and now it's going to get ugly. Watson delivers. Good fastball on the outside edge. Swing and a miss from David Snyder. Another very, very useful piece of this Toronto Blue Jays roster. You know, I mentioned, Coop, the job David Popkins did as a hitting coach. Boy, man, his bread has never been hotter. Looks like on the outside edge, but they're going to get a challenge from Matt Thaiss, and that's going to be the Red Sox. They could be out of challenges if they get this one wrong. That was right on the outside edge. I'm going to say, Coop, no, they were right. My instincts were wrong for the first time all spring. Good job by Matt Thaiss in challenging that, and that was very, very close. Very close, but it was a strike.
That's the first time your instincts have been wrong all spring?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been keeping track. Hold on, let me mark that down.
Yeah, it's true. It says it. 20 for 21.
1 and 2 on David Schneider. Watson delivers. Outside, that'll be 2-2 with 2 outs here. Runners on second and third. Red Sox carrying a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the fifth. But, you know, we're trying to gauge it from up here. Good for him. Matt Thaiss did not get the first time he challenged, but got that one. Red Sox keep their one challenge going into the later innings. Watson delivers again. Ball not able quite to live on that outside corner. That's clearly where he's attacking David Schneider right now. But now the count is full. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners in second and third. Watson looks in and delivers. Fastball on the outside edge. Is he going to challenge? Wow, you're going to look that one up, my friend.
Yeah, it's down.
That's going to be it. That's going to be it for Ryan Watson. Alex Cora is coming out. We get another case of a Red Sox pitcher not being able to get through an inning and having to bring in a reliever to get the final out. But that's going to allow us to take a quick break here on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
This is Scott McFarlane of McFarlane Energy. While there's no shortage of companies offering heating oil delivery, boilers, furnaces, heat pumps, and air conditioning, we stand apart from the rest. Since opening our doors in 1946, our goal has been to deliver the best combination of price, expertise, and equipment to all of Eastern Mass and the Cape. This winter, consider McFarlane Energy for your next oil delivery. You'll love our prices, and we'll treat you and your home like family. And don't forget to ask us about cleaner burning bioheat. Please visit us at McFarlaneEnergy.com.
Hey guys, it's Courtney. Did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers and download speeds over 50 Mbps. June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 monthly plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, Mobile Plus Home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms apply.
The holidays are over. The relatives are gone. But in your guest bathroom, something's lingering. Between the potato peels in the disposal and the gifts. You're out of air freshener, you know that? Your family left in the plumbing. Your pipes are screaming for help. Don't DIY your way into a flood. Call the experts at Drains by James. They've seen it all. They've smelt it all and fixed it all. Drains by James. Because let's be honest, they give a poop about your pipes. Check out drainsbyjames.com.
Oh, welcome back, everybody, here to TD Ballpark at beautiful Dunedin. Blue sky, some clouds, some puffy clouds, which just to set the scene a little bit. Wind blowing straight out to left, which obviously did not hurt Mickey Gasper's home run. I would never diminish the power of Mickey Gasper, but
at your own peril.
Yeah, certainly did not hurt the 2-run blast from Mickey Gasper. But now, Red Sox in a precarious position. Bases are full here, up 3 runs with 2 outs. Ryan Watson not able to get through his inning, only got 2 outs, and then obviously reached his pitch limit. We have a new pitcher, Patrick Halligan, who will try to reverse the trend, Coop, of pitchers coming in and extending innings by an hour and a half. We believe that he can do it. Halligan delivers high to Addison Barger. I mean, it is interesting because you have a young pitcher like Halligan, but you're going up against, these are World Series participants he's going up against. Halligan looks in, delivers, and that's going to be, looks like a little bit high, I guess. 85 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's a strike. I mean, I'm looking at the pitch tracks. That's one that Matt Theis probably needs to challenge.
Halligan looks in. The Barger fires, pop up behind home plate. That'll be out of play. It'll be 1-2 with 2 outs.
One other emotional development of the challenge system that I think you'll see, what we've seen at AAA, is when you get one wrong, you get gun shy, right? And there's been one wrong today. Red Sox have 1 left, but that's a big pitch that they don't challenge that was a strike.
Halligan delivers to Barger. That's going to be outside. 3-1, 2 outs, bases loaded. He's going to have to come into the strike zone right here. But that, guess you give credit to Matt Theis because he came back, he challenged that one, the close pitch, and then got it right. Halligan looking in at Barger. He delivers. Deep fly ball, but well foul. Yanked up to the first base side into the parking lot where a nice French-Canadian gentleman all helped us park our cars.
I'll spare you the impression, but I mean, just the thickest parking directions in French-Canadian I've ever heard in my life.
Halligan delivers to Barger, and that's deep, way back. Forget about it. Barger didn't need any semblance of win right there. That was absolutely torched on a full count pitch from Patrick Halligan. Hits the light standard up over the Canada Dry side. That's your grand slam. All of a sudden, Coop, game have completely turned around once again. What happens? You aren't able to get through the innings. You bring in an inexperienced pitcher. They pay the price.
Yeah, and Addison Barger hits a nuke. I mean, split her up. That's what he does. 21 bombs last year. And that was a Barger swing, right? Pull side in the air, hit off the light stanchion, and then bounce back onto the field. That was annihilated. 399 off the bat.
Now Jesus Sanchez steps in, and that'll give the Blue Jays a lead, a 5-4 lead, wiping out the cushion that Mickey Gasper gave with his 2-run homer. Well, that's what the Grand Slam will do, and you're right. I mean, it's just a case of a young player, but an experienced player taking advantage of a bad pitch. Sanchez grounds it over to Sogard. He cleanly fields it. Jaunts over to first base for the third out, but not before the Blue Jays come back, take the lead, thanks to the Addison Barger mammoth moonshot grand slam. Red Sox head to the top of the sixth, trailing the Blue Jays 5-4 here in the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ratliff, Engineering Director at Nissan. You know, some things are important to hear from an expert, not a voice actor. For instance, the Nissan Rogue is not only strong and practical, but it's reliable too. We've tested the turbocharged engine for thousands of hours, so it keeps going when you need it most. And 225 pound-feet of torque is what's going to allow this SUV to tackle those bigger, more ambitious adventures. Everything so you can go rogue.
Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, Murano, or 2025 Nissan Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 US IQS award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example: 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to in-mat credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/2/26.
For 35 years, Avellino's has been Medford's kitchen. They're famous for huge portions and massive 14-inch subs, but they're also your event headquarters. Planning a corporate meeting or private party? Book their beautiful, spacious function room for up to 100 guests. Or let their catering team bring the feast to you with packages starting at just $10 a head. From boardroom to dining room, nobody feeds Boston like Avellino's does. When you want the best, you know where to go. Go Avellino.com. That's GoAvellino.com.
When life throws you a curveball, trust Catches Law, New England's hometown law firm. With over 4 decades of success and a local team that truly cares, let Catches Law fight for you. Remember, there's no fee unless you win. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
You're listening to Red Sox Spring Training Baseball
on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back to TD Ballpark here in Dunedin, Florida, about halfway up the Florida West Coast. Maybe a little bit further than halfway.
Felt like it.
Felt like it, I was going to say. Thank goodness for that rest stop in the Skyline Bridge. I told you I had to take a nap. There's nothing like a 20-minute nap.
I was going to say.
You know that it's a long way in a Grapefruit League game when you have to take a 20-minute nap to get there, to get you through there. That's exactly what I did. I'm Rob Bradford along with Cooper Boardman. We're here, again, here at TD Ballpark. Beautiful day, wind blowing out the left. Addison Barger's grand slam, though, had nothing to do with the wind. 399 feet, but absolutely torch. And once again, Coop gave the Jays a 5-4 lead here heading into the top of the sixth. But this is the constant theme of this spring training, where these young relievers who come in and try to finish the innings can't finish the innings. Spencer Miles, now the new pitcher for the Blue Jays. He's facing Alan Castro, hitting from the left side.
All sorts of changes defensively for the Blue Jays in the inning, so they're getting some of their regulars out.
There's a fly ball deep to center field. Straw going way back, and it's up over the wall. It gets into the jet stream. Alan Castro, that power that we were talking about earlier that Alex Cora was mentioning before the game to Cooper Boardman. Sure enough, from the left side, as you said, that's his sweet spot. That's what you're going to get with Alan Castro when he lays into one.
It's a pretty crazy swing. I mean, it's cutter up and a cutter hittable, but you can feel it off the bat there. He just swatted it, and that's as deep as it gets in this ballpark. A little bit with the wind, but not fully. And he goes dead center.
There's a strike one to Tyler McDonough, but go ahead.
No, there's been an obsession with his swing from the left side, and you start to understand it when you watch him.
Here's the pitch into Tyler McDonough. It's going to be 1-1, and I'm glad you had talked about what Alex Cora said before the game, and I'm glad Alex Cora said this because, as you said, from the left side, that's his power side. We saw it right there, inside to Tyler McDonough, and. Sure, the wind helped it a little bit, but still to have that sort of power off, it wasn't necessarily on the barrel of the bat, it's sort of off the end of the bat. He's a big dude. He's going to do that. Tyler McDonough swings, foul ball back to the backstop.
Yeah, and exit velocity speak for themselves. That's 102 off the bat.
Yes. Once again, if you see Alan Castro and you see him in person, like that's a big guy. That should have some power behind that bat. It'll be 3-2. Another ball to Tyler McDonough. But it's really impressive stuff. I mean, I think both for Mickey Gasper and Alan Castro, both those home runs weren't exactly in the heart of the plate, but they powered him over the wall. And there's a lazy ground ball to second base. Tyler McDonough hustling down to first, but he's not going to be able to get there in time. That'll be the first out for the Red Sox.
Well, and this is part of what we're going to see at camp these next few weeks. I mean, these are all guys that are going to get extended run with so many of the Red Sox players at the World Baseball Classic, and there's been advantage taken against some good arms today.
As we have Max Ferguson steps to the plate. Now the Red Sox tied 5-5 heading into the bottom of the sixth. I'm sorry, the top of the sixth. 1 out, 0-1 on Max Ferguson. Foul ball over the Red Sox dugout. That's 0-2 with 1 out. Here again, all tied up, 5-5. Red Sox answered the big grand slam from Madison Barger with the Alan Castro impressive blast over the 400-foot mark. I mean, I say over the 400-foot mark, but you haven't measured at 399, so somebody's wrong.
No comment.
Swing and a miss from Ferguson. That'll be strike 3. That'll be the second out for the Red Sox. As we get another look here at Franklin Arias as he steps to the plate for the third time today. The top position prospect in the Red Sox farm system struck out his first time. He was all eyes were on Arias as he stepped into the field for the first time today. This was all anybody was talking about, driving up to Dunedin. I know when I woke up from my 20-minute nap, I said, I got to keep going.
Franklin Arias.
Franklin Arias, let's go. It's been fun watching him play, though. 0-1 to Arias. That's going to be a ball to even things up at 1-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Score tied at 5-5. You're right. A lot of guys are going to get opportunities, including Arias. There's a foul ball over the Blue Jays dugout.
He has not been shy, hacking.
No, that's maybe one of the first impressions we see. First of all, he made a very good play on the double play in the first inning. That was really, really impressive. But the swings are aggressive. I mean, he's not a big guy, but they keep talking about the weight that he put on. So Franklin Arias steps in against Spencer Miles. 1-2 the count with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And Arias, high fly ball to right field. Wynn almost takes it, but alas, no. Reeled in. That'll be the 3rd out. Red Sox, though, even things out. 5-5. They're out hitting the Blue Jays 9-4 as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning here on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Coleman.
It's electric.
A whole house generator from Coleman Electric saves the family unit. Dad's in the basement watching the game. Mom's watching another movie on Lifetime about why dad sucks. Kid's in his room on the Xbox. Daughter's putting the cat in her Easy Bake Oven. Boom! Big storm. Power goes out. So everybody meets in the dining room. Yeah, light a candle and play Jenga. Family game night, all good. But when the power's still out, on night number 4, you're chucking Jenga blocks at each other, putting the kids up for adoption, and filing for divorce. Coleman Electric saves you from this misery with a whole house generator. It starts up automatically and runs on natural gas. Every outlet, circuit, and device in the entire house keeps running. It means seconds after the power goes out, everybody can keep doing what they were doing. And that's important, because the best way to keep a family together is to remain apart. Call Coleman Electric and schedule a free estimate for a whole house generator install. And stay lit 24/7. KUHLMAN. Call Coleman.
It's electric! Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Feel the freedom in everything you do.
The Subaru of New England, Washington's birthday sales event is here. Feel the freedom of driving the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid with symmetrical all-wheel drive for all-weather adventure. Buy with 0% financing or lease for just $269 per month. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
Feel the freedom when you're driving in a Subaru. Come on!
Hart, Fitzy, and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back, everybody, at TD Ballpark here in Dunedin. We got a good one, 5-5. Red Sox took a 4-0 lead. Blue Jays came back, took the lead on an Addison Barger grand slam, but alas, Alan Castro goes deep to tie things up in the last inning as we head to the bottom of the 6th. A new pitcher for the Red Sox, Seth Martinez. He starts out to Aaron Parker, catcher for the Blue Jays, ball 1. We have a ton of changes, Coop.
Oh, yes, we do.
Martinez fires in, swing and a miss from Parker.
I got him for you. Catcher is Jason DeLay. The first baseman is Nathan Hickey. Marvin Alcantara at second. Fraley Encarnacion at third. Mason White is the shortstop.
Little slider, line drive over the third base coach's head. Foul ball.
Outfield, Endy Azokar takes over in left. Nelly Taylor's in center. And Justin Gonzalez is in right.
There you go. The most notable name right there, Justin Gonzalez. The 8-foot, 400-pound right fielder.
Making his Grapefruit League debut right this instant.
There you go. I say 8 foot, obviously 6'7", but a lot have been written about him, talked about. Aaron Judge-esque stature.
Oh.
Another hit by pitch right there, Seth Martinez. Seth Martinez not happy. Parker feels like he didn't try to get it out of the way, or maybe he thought it hit the bat, but neither one was ruled by the home plate ump. So Parker will go to first, putting the runner on first with nobody out here. Jake Casey steps to the plate for the Blue Jays, center fielder. Seth Martinez, of course, the new pitcher for the Red Sox. Looks like we got another hit by pitch. 2 in a row. There you go. Seth Martinez can't be happy with that. He was trying to come inside on Casey, but really didn't try to get out of way of him at all.
No.
I mean, this has to be frustrating for Seth Martinez, right? You come in, you're just trying to pound the strike zone, work the corners. You graze a couple guys, and now you're first and second, but nobody out.
Yeah, he's been hit around a little bit, but he's thrown strikes so far in spring.
Ground ball to shortstop, over to second, over to first. That'll be a 6-4-3 double play. That'll be something. Seth Martinez has a smile. Turn that frown upside down.
Yeah, good turn there. White to Alcantara to Hickey, 6-4-3. Very well done.
White's an interesting guy. I believe he was a draft pick last year at the University of Arizona. They really, really like him. Shortstop. Made a nice play. Smooth play all around there for a 6-4-3 double play. Seth Martinez now facing Riley Tirada, who gets another at-bat. First baseman for the Blue Jays. 2 outs here thanks to the double play, but runner is still sitting at third with a score of 5-5 here in the bottom of the 6th. Martinez delivers. That'll be strike. Paints the outside edge with a 90-mile-an-hour cutter. Great location right there. And this is going to feel good if he can get out of this little bit of a jam after putting runners at first and second, hit by pitches. 0-2, 2 outs. Runner at third. delivers. That's going to be outside 1 and 2. But so far, Coop, you look at the defensive fielding, and obviously we aren't talking about the regulars right now. Red Sox have played pretty good defensive baseball. Martinez delivers, and that's going to be a line drive to left field, but right at the left fielder, no problem. That'll be the third out. Strands the runner at third, keeps the score at 5-5 as we head to the top of the 7th here on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Toyo tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Toyo tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for a new set of Toyo tires, there's only one place to go, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hi, I'm Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. At Catches, we're proud to stand up for the people who keep New England moving, the ones who have spent a lifetime working hard, day in and day out. Whether you've been hurt on the job or you're suffering from years of physical wear and tear, we're here for you. You deserve real help from real trial lawyers who understand what you've been through and know how to win. There's no fee unless you win. Visit catcheslaw.com or call today to schedule your free consultation. Catches Law Group, fighting for the workers, fighting for you.
Aviva Trattoria is a proud sponsor of the Greg Hill Spring Training broadcast from Fort Myers, Florida. Aviva Trattoria, Italian-inspired, American-made, with fresh, whole, locally sourced ingredients. Be sure to stop into the Stoneham location today in the Redstone Shopping Center, home of the Greg Hill Foundation private dining room. The holidays are over. The relatives are gone. But in your guest bathroom, something's lingering. Between the potato peels in the disposal and the gifts, you're out of air freshener, you know that? Your family left in the plumbing. Your pipes are screaming for help. Don't DIY your way into a flood. Call the experts at Drains by James. They've seen it all. They've smelt it all and fixed it all. Drains by James. Because let's be honest, they give a poop about your pipes. Check out drainsbyjames.com.
You're listening to Red Sox Spring Training Baseball on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Nathan Hickey leads it off as the Red Sox and Blue Jays go to the 7th inning, tied at 5. Takes first pitch and fouls it back from the right-hander Spencer Miles. Red Sox and Jays Monday afternoon in the Grapefruit League. We've had a barn burner. 10 runs, 13 hits, and a tie game, the 0-1. Hickey nubs it on the ground left side. Tough play. McAdoo gloves. Third baseman throws on the run and in time. Nice play for the first out of the 7th inning. 2 Toronto changes. Josh Rivera at shortstop. Sean Keys is at first. In this inning, the rest of the changes, outfield left to right, Carlos Mendoza, Jay Casey, and Eddie Micheletti. Charles McAdoo takes over third last inning. And the catcher's Aaron Parker for Spencer Miles, who delivers outside to Jason DeLay. Right-hand hitting catcher, Jason DeLay. As the Red Sox and Blue Jays have gone deep into the bench possibilities. 1-0, swing, ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit for Jason DeLay. Short, sharp swing. And he takes it on the ground for a 1-out single here in the 7th. Folks, big savings are in store at Shaw's and Star Market right now. Get value pack 80% lean fresh ground beef and value pack fresh signature select chicken tenders for only $3.49 a pound when you use the digital coupon limit 2. Justin Gonzalez swings and misses. So here it is. First at bat for Gonzalez in the Grapefruit League. Highly touted, both in size and scope. The 0-1. Swing, chopper, back to the mound. Miles waited for it, fires the second. That's dropped. He threw it into the dirt. The second baseman, Coffey, tried to pick it on the backhand. And everyone safe. Justin Gonzalez has a fielder's choice in his first Major League Spring Training at bat.
Yeah, that's a very nonchalant play by Miles. And if he a little bit more urgency and a whole lot more accuracy, you would have had a double play. Gonzalez obviously doesn't run that well. Big guy.
6'6", 277 at 19 years old.
But they want him to hit the ball in the air more. That's his biggest thing right now. Why wouldn't you?
First pitch is chopped foul by Yoelin Cespedes. Another one of these Red Sox prospects getting the opportunity. Prospect-laden day. Grapefruit League debuts for Franklin Arias, top 20 prospect in baseball. Justin Gonzalez, who tore up the Dominican Summer League a couple of years ago. Reached affiliated ball at 19 years old. He leads off of first, the 0-1, and the pitch high.
Yeah, we talk about Franklin Arias, but basically Yoelin Cespedes was Franklin Arias a couple of years ago in terms of being one of, if not the most highly touted position player prospects with the Red Sox.
International free agent in 2023. Top 15 prospect in the organization. And you're right, he was a star in the Dominican Summer League. I guess that's now 3 years ago. Got to Salem last season.
I believe he was the Red Sox minor league hitter of the year 2 years ago. Earned him the trip to Fenway Park to meet with everybody there at the end of the year.
A highly touted Latin program. Top international free agent, bonus of more than $1 million in 2023. 1-1. Pitches on the outside corner, strike 1-2. Red Sox have had a number of these guys that have just tore up the DSL, and they've elevated them, with some speed in the last 5 years to the lowest levels of the minor leagues. Swing and a miss. Cespedes chase. And he's down on strikes. 2 down here in the 7th. Let's pause quickly for station ID on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
The Eagles play here. Catch BC football, basketball, baseball, and hockey on WEEI AM, Boston, an Odyssey station.
Alongside Rob Bradford, Cooper Boardman tied at 5 in Dunedin at TD Ballpark. Red Sox and Blue Jays. 2 men on, 2 out for Nelly Taylor. He takes just high and tight on a cutter.
Well, Nelly Taylor is a guy who a lot of expectations coming into last year, but had an injury-riddled year. Former roommate for Christian Campbell for the last couple years, the minor leagues, spring training.
From the left side, takes inside. It's 2-0. One of the best defensive players in the system. Red Sox minor league defensive player of the year 2 seasons ago. Former Cape Leaguer with Bourne. 2-0. And the pitch down and in. That skipped away, but not too far. Delay runs back to second.
You're just waiting. Seems like this game's going to hinge on who can hit a high fly ball at the left center field. I'm sorry, right center field.
They have the American and Canadian flags at right center, and they are just billowing straight out.
It's starting to pick up a little bit, isn't it, Coop?
Got a lefty hitter up. Taylor, who's not homered in the last couple of seasons, takes a strike. It's 3-1.
But we talk about this grouping of minor leaguers and prospects, and because of WBC, we'll see a little bit more of it. And we also have a couple road trips where absolutely the guys will make them.
3-1 high, ball 4. Nelly Taylor has a walk.
I mean, you have Clearwater, you have Lakeland, you have Bradenton.
Alex Cora was pretty clear when he spoke earlier today that we're going to see Franklin Arias in particular all week. We'll see him most likely in Clearwater and most likely in Lakeland. Here's Fraley Encarnacion, right-hand hitter. Bases loaded, 2 down. We're in the 7th inning, tied up. And the pitch right down the pipe. A fastball for a strike from Spencer Miles. Let Miles go here a little bit. That was his 30th pitch. Don't see that a lot from relievers in the Grapefruit League. 0-1. Encarnacion fouls it back. And he's down 0-2 quickly. Both teams have had leads of a few runs in this weird and winding game. Red Sox led 4-0 before a 5-spot from Toronto, including an Addison Barger grand slam. They gave the Blue Jays the lead, but Alan Castro homered to dead center to tie us at 5. It's where we are. 0-2 again. Whoa. Foul back just to our right.
Man,
I was coming at that.
Stretch.
I felt good.
Let's go.
That was 15 feet. Come on.
Leaning back with the arm out. You're going to lay out for
that. You're getting eyewash only from me. 0-2. Fastball high. Good leave up there.
How many balls have you caught in the broadcast booth?
0.
Really?
Caught? Like physically caught?
I mean, should I have asked how many balls have plunked off your head? I don't know.
I want to say 3. Last year, 1-2. I'll tell you after this because he struck out. Last year, something very bad happened to me.
Ooh, that's a big market tease right there.
Let's go to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 5 on the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
At Stop & Shop, we know we can't change everything you don't like about shopping. But we're going all out to improve what we can. Because you deserve an easier way to save. With over 10,000 items always on sale, easy access to digital coupons through our in-store savings station, and deals that go on week after week, you're sure to get what you need for a price you'll love. With so many ways to save, good things are in store at Stop & Shop.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include a lot more people than ourselves. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, we help plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because even though our business is helping guide your finances, our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
It's only getting every customer's order right. It's only a point-of-sale system connected by Spectrum fiber-powered business internet, helping you track hundreds of secure transactions. And it's all backed by 24/7 US-based customer support and local technicians. It's only everything. Get Business Internet Advantage free, forever, when you get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. Visit spectrum.com/free4life to find out how. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Discover a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Red Sox and Blue Jays tied at 5. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning in Dunedin. And a Toronto pinch hitter with a big name, Eloy Jimenez, steps in and swings and hammers a ball in the air, right center, towards the wall, over the head of the right fielder, Gonzalez, and one hops the wall. Fired into second, but way late. Eloy Jimenez has been the darling of Toronto's spring so far. He comes off the bench and makes a loud sound for a double.
Well, you talk about forking the roads for guys and pitchers and for guys trying to make the team, the fork in the road. You know, Eloy Jimenez is one of those guys, such a highly touted player with the Chicago White Sox for all those different years. Went to Baltimore, did nothing. Now in a minor league deal with the Blue Jays, and like you said, making his mark. Good for him.
He's one of those guys that if you were deciding rosters based on the first 2 weeks of spring training, he would be on the Major League roster. As Martinez misses outside to Eddie Micheletti Jr.
Between him and Luis Robert, it's those 2 guys are supposed to be the be-all, end-alls for the White Sox.
1-0 chop foul. That's amazing. I mean, Jimenez in that 2020 shortened season slugged .559 for a team that seemed poised at that time to go to the postseason for many years. And obviously it just didn't happen for really either of them. 1-1 pitch is high. He met as near ago as 2022, when healthy, was one of the best hitters in baseball. He had 16 homers in 84 games, but the problem was only 84 games. 2-1s outside, 3-1. He was an above-average offensive player 3 seasons ago, before the really difficult 2025, where he essentially did not play and did not appear in a major league game, and here he is. 3-1 is called outside. Yeah, we got a challenge here from Jason DeLay. He thinks it's on the outside corner. Eddie Micheletti thinks it's ball 4. We're all going to look up at the board. Are they going to take this walk back and make it a strike? Waiting for it to show itself. It's a strike, got the outside corner. And Micheletti, who had let his shin guard go, now has to sheepishly rebuckle it and walk back to the batter's box.
That's ill-advised. I mean, although Wilyer Abreu went a little bit viral yesterday, he did the mic drop moment against Chris Bassett, where it was a challenge, and he just kept walking to first. Like, why are you even challenging this? Why are we even debating this? I'm right, you're wrong.
And the best part is he was right by like 0.4 of an inch.
Right, exactly. And Bassett going to kick out of it, I think.
So it goes to 3-2. Pitch from Martinez. Swing. Hard ground ball. Foul.
This one, the walk-off ABS call. I like that.
I've seen it.
Oh, you have seen it?
Oh, yeah.
You've seen all kinds of ABS stuff.
Again, you live it in the minors for 3 years. I mean, there's no situation, at least I don't think, that you haven't seen at least once. 3-2's outside. That's definitely a walk, not close. And Eddie Micheletti can unbuckle that shin guard and walk down to first with a no-out walk. 2 on.
Who was the player that you just knew when they challenged something that they were probably going to be right? Was there a guy that jumps to mind?
It's funny. I remember Wilyer, because we weren't in the challenge system. It was the every bit of it. But he came down on rehab. I thought that he was amazing at it. 2 men on here. Roman Anthony's like the obvious answer, but it's just true. He was consistently really good at it. Nick Sogard has a really good feel for the zone. He was a good example. Cutter Coffee in the box. He swings and misses.
It's interesting. I remember a couple of years ago doing an interview with Matt Bowman, who's bounced around a little bit, pitcher who went to Princeton, and he was saying how that he felt like, and he actually cited Wilyer Abreu and I think Alejandro Kirk.
0-1, ground ball up the middle at the shortstop. Could be 2. White to second. 1. Alcantara to first. It's a double play. 6-4, 3-second turn just like that. And the Sox get a big 2 outs here in the 7th.
Good defense from the Red Sox today. But what he was saying, that guys, he cited Wilyer Abreu, said guys sort of built low to the ground like that, had a really good sense for the top half of the top end of the strike zone when they get to the major leagues. He said that he had noticed that because of the ABS system.
Charles McAdoo swings and misses.
And I know that it's changed a little bit since then, evolved. But still, that is the advantage that guys that you have seen play so much have in terms of understanding this stuff.
The 0-1 pitch is right down the pipe, a strike. And I think the underrated part about this is most of the Red Sox lineup on opening day, for example, is going to have played with ABS for at least some portion of their career. I mean, it's been in the minors for such a long time. Pitch outside. Think about it. Roman, yes. Duran, yes. Wilyer, yes. Caleb Durbin, yes. Cedon Rafaela, yes. Marcelo Meyer, if he's there, yes. Narvaez, yes. Wong, yes. Really, the only guys on the roster are Contreras and Story, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. 1-2 down and away, 2-2, and Yoshida. So when you look around baseball, there's a foreign nature for some of the coaches who have been in the big leagues. There's a foreign nature, obviously, for the fans, but for these players, all of them have been exposed to it for the most part.
So I do want to ask you about when they use them and the strategy behind that.
2-2. Fouled off.
Because what we're seeing here is that you're getting a lot of challenges early, and the thinking behind it was, well, you have the regulars in, and so you got to give them a run at it to get them used to it. But I would imagine that teams will always want to save them as long as they can. Or is it too tempting for teams to do a little bit earlier?
I think, and I've heard that a lot just in listening to games around the league. 2-2. Fastball, outside corner. We got a Blue Jays challenge. Should be a strikeout of McAdoo unless this is overturned. So Martinez is hoping it stays and it's the end of the inning. Again, we look at the board. Is it a strike or is it a ball? Called a strike. It is a ball. And the whole field took 3 steps towards the dugout. Now they all have to walk back to their positions.
And I love McAdoo is just like sitting there nodding his head. Yep. What a sense of satisfaction that is when you get it right. Oh, what a feeling. What a rush.
The inning was over, and now it's not by 0.2 of an inch. And now it's a 3-2 count. Go-ahead run on third base with 2 down at the bottom of the 7th. A 3-2 pitch coming from Seth Martinez to Charles McAdoo. Here it comes. And instead, he steps off.
But, we're starting to see slight examples of how this can be game-changing moments, and maybe this is one of them right here.
3-2. Pitch is swung on, bloop towards second, but right at the second baseman, Alcantara makes the catch on the run and ends the inning. I'll tell you when challenges are used when we come back. 5-5 as we go to the 8th in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Buying a car doesn't have to be stressful. I've been using the Car Gurus app, and dealership mode makes it simple to compare cars, check deal ratings, review price history, and estimate your final price. With Car Gurus Discover, you can just type what you want and get real listings that match your needs. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site, according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's cargurus.com. Cargurus.com.
Todos tenemos una pasión, eso que haríamos una y otra vez, como salir a correr donde sea, cocinar con grandes chefs o rockear con tu artista favorito por todo el mundo. Haz lo que realmente te apasiona. Juega el nuevo sorteo diario de Millionaire for Life y podrías ganar $1 millón cada año por el resto de tu vida. Pasión financiada de por vida. Probabilidades generales 1 en 8.5. Debes tener 18 años o más. Hay ayuda para problemas de juego. Llama al 888-789-7777.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Shaws and Star Market make grocery shopping easy. Just order online or on the app, and they'll have your groceries ready for you curbside or delivered to your door. Visit shaws.com or starmarket.com. First pitch of the 8th inning hits a man. Harrison is the new pitcher. He plunks Mason White. It was a loud sound, so I think he got him on the elbow guard. The Red Sox have the go-ahead run on to begin the top of the 8th inning in a 5-5 game against the Blue Jays.
All right, talk to me a little bit about when these guys should actually challenge in regular season games.
Well, as Marvin Alcantara steps in, right on right against Devereaux Harrison, he puts a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. What we saw at AAA once we got to the 2-challenge system was guys would use it when it made sense kind of in the flow of the game. I feel like I've heard a lot. 0-1. That pitch is outside oh, man. Boy, they said Alcantara went around. I didn't think that was close, but I guess he rolled his wrists. First base umpire Vic Carapazza making the call. It's 0-2. I've heard a lot that, we're going to save them all for the end. You'd love to have one at the end, and I think you will see that, especially early in the year in the majors. 0-2, swing and a miss. But the biggest moment of a game could be any moment. And so, to me, it's a little bit more about leverage rather than late in the game. You see the challenges on close pitches in rallies. You see them, when your best hitter's up and he's in a count that could be 1-0 or 0-1. And I do think that you've seen, at least the guys you trust, challenge early in counts because they can change counts significantly. Endia Zokar, the battery, takes outside. Think about the OPS difference between when you're 1-0 and 0-1. And, for a guy like Roman Anthony, a great hitter, and a guy with a great understanding of the zone, the difference for him between 1-0 and 0-1, as this 1-0 is a strike to go 1-1, is massive. So I think you'll see it earlier in games than I think people think right now. I mean, we'll see. But I do think that. And then there's one other place that I think hasn't been talked about, as much. 1-1 is a fastball high, 2-1, which is if an umpire is consistently getting a pitch wrong early in a game, you will see somebody make a point to challenge it because you essentially want to fix the umpire's mind and their understanding of the zone. 2-1 swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, I find that interesting. I mean, that leads to the bigger conversation of how this is going to impact the umpires. Because it's two ways, right? Could it make them better or could it make them more insecure?
2-2. And the pitch down the middle, called strike 3, back-to-back Ks as Zokar goes down looking.
It's just, I would be anxious to see if different managers approach it different ways, in the sense of maybe there's some managers said, no matter what, we are going to have a challenge heading into the last inning. Like that is the goal. Or, you know, if it's going to be the 8th or 9th inning, something along those lines, when it counts the most.
2 down, man on first, and now Nathan Hickey swings and hammers one high in the air to right. This is long gone. Over the wall, over the people, over the roof, and rolling down the road in Dunedin. A 2-run shot for Hickey, and the Red Sox lead 7-5 in the 8th.
You've seen that from Nathan Hickey in Worcester, but we've also seen that from Nathan Hickey in Grapefruit League games. I believe maybe even here at TD Ballpark. I mean, he just absolutely laid into that. Wind had absolutely nothing to do with that.
Not a terrible pitch. That was a slider right on the inside corner, and he just dropped the bat head and destroyed one. First pitch strike to Jason DeLay. You want to hear metrics? 109 off the bat. Distance 438 feet.
Oh, doctor.
1 is high, 1-1.
Man. I mean, that is something to put on your Wikipedia page.
Pitch is swung on, popped up way up in the air to left field. Carlos Mendoza ranging over, shading his eyes, steps back, makes the catch to end the inning. But the Sox take the lead on a 2-run obliteration from Nathan Hickey. 7-5 as we go to the bottom of the 8th on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ratliff, Engineering Director at Nissan. You know, some things are important to hear from an expert, not a voice actor. For instance, the Nissan Rogue is not only strong and practical, but it's reliable too. We've tested the turbocharged engine for thousands of hours, so it keeps going when you need it most. And 225 pound-feet of torque is what's going to allow this SUV to tackle those bigger, more ambitious adventures. Everything so you can go rogue.
Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, Murano, or 2025 Nissan Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 US IQS award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example: 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to INMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/2/26.
This is Scott McFarlane of McFarlane Energy. While there's no shortage of companies offering heating oil delivery, boilers, furnaces, heat pumps, and air conditioning, we stand apart from the rest. Since opening our doors in 1946, our goal has been to deliver the best combination of price, expertise, and equipment to all of Eastern Mass and the Cape. This winter, consider McFarlane Energy for your next oil delivery. You'll love our prices, and we'll treat you and your home like family. And don't forget to ask us about cleaner burning bioheat. Please visit us at McFarlaneEnergy.com.
Y hoy en las audiciones de Superstar, los Juega Raspaditos.
First Tuesday, el primer martes del mes. Hay muchos raspaditos para escoger.
Para First Tuesday.
Sí, la Lotería de Connecticut lanza nuevos raspaditos el primer martes de cada mes. Queremos que todos se enteren.
First Tuesday es un sí para nosotros.
Nuevos raspaditos, nuevos premios, nuevas formas de ganar. First Tuesday, hora de jugar.
Probabilidades varían por juego. Debes tener 18 años o más. Para problemas de juego, llama al 888-789-7777.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Jeremy Wu-Yellen is on out of the Red Sox bullpen, bottom of the 8th inning. Sox leading 7-5 against the Blue Jays. Left on left, first pitch inside to Carlos Mendoza, nearly kneecapped him. And the count's 1-0. Alongside Rob Radford, Cooper Boardman, Monday afternoon On the west coast of Florida, TD Ballpark, the spring training home of the Toronto Blue Jays. Wind is gusting to right. Not the Nathan Hickey needed wind there. He went 109 and 438 to right field to give the Red Sox the lead a couple of minutes ago. 1-0 way outside, 2-0.
Intrigued by Jeremy Yellen's motion. It's kind of funky. Lefty, sidewinder. But he's really had a hard time with his command in times he's pitched in the Grapefruit League so far this year.
Red Sox draftee in 2020 after a great Cape League stint in 2019.
It's the only draft I can name every single draft pick the Red Sox made.
2-0. Pitch is on the outside corner, strike 2-1, all 5?
No, all 4. Only 4 that year.
Oh. In the 5-round draft.
Can you do it? Can you do it?
Wu Yellen.
Now the reason I could do that, number one, was only 5 rounds. It also, we had nothing else to do but obsessed over that draft because it was COVID.
Is Nick York 2020?
He was. First round pick.
2 1s outside, 3-1.
So there's one. Nick York, number 1, first round pick.
My brow is furrowed.
They did not have a second round pick. They saved money for their 3rd round pick.
3-1. Pitch is swung on and ground to the right side.
Ooh.
Diving stop at second. Alcantara to his feet. Throw to first. Not in time. Almost got Mendoza. Great play by Alcantara, but Mendoza was a little too fast. Other 2.
So Nick York, number 1. No second round pick. Oh, you don't know? Blaze Jordan, number 3.
Oh, who could forget?
Jeremy Wu Yellen, number 4. And a guy who was in trade to the Milwaukee Brewers, Shane Drohan, number 5, 5th round.
Pitch up and away to Aaron Parker for ball 1.
I mean, honestly, in that 2020 first round, a lot of guys have made the majors. He said, well, of course, it was 5 years ago, but still, a lot of times you don't. I can show you drafts where not nearly as many guys make the majors.
That was also one of those draft pitch, by the way, foul back by Parker. One of those drafts that at the time was like, there was a period of time where that was really not a very good draft.
Right. Well, I mean, how you measured it was so difficult.
1-1 down and away, 2-1.
It was because, remember, I don't know if you know this, but COVID put a crimp into things.
Oh, what was that like?
Yes. Well, I can tell you. Let me tell you about March 11th, doing the game in Port Charlotte.
2 balls and a strike. Pitch is got on and missed.
But you're right. But if you go through that draft, I mean, obviously Garrett Crochet was in that draft. He was the 11th overall pick.
One of only, to this point, 4 All-Stars, or 5 All-Stars from that draft. 2-2, ground ball right side through, base hit. That's into right field. Gonzalez comes up firing. Hold the runner at second. It's a single for Parker after a single from Mendoza. And back-to-back runners on for Toronto here in the 8th inning. I mean, the 1-1 in that draft was Spencer Torkelson, which was not a good pick until last year when he broke out. Heston Kjerstad, who's really not found a footing yet. Asa Lacy was the 4 for the Royals. He's barely been healthy. Max Meyer for the Marlins has had to fight through injury too. Austin Martin, I think, is on his 3rd team now. He's with the Minnesota Twins. And that's the top 5 as Jay Casey swings, floats one in the air, shallow left field, but caught very nicely by Fraley Encarnacion, tracking straight back, a basket catch at his hip. And finally, Jeremy Wu Yellen gets it out, his 2nd.
But you know what, and we were talking about this the other day with Will Fleming, is that what made that draft so unique was that, number one, you couldn't really scout them leading into it, but not a lot of guys entered the draft if they didn't have to, because there was only 5 rounds, and once you were not drafted, all you could make is $20,000.
Pitch down and into Josh Rivera. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Red Sox leading 7-5. 2 men on for Toronto.
I'm looking at the 4th round where Jeremy Yellen was drafted. Probably the most notable name in that, Spencer Strider was a 4th-round pick.
One ball, no strikes.
And Jeremy Wu-Yellen taking 8 spots right before Spencer Strider.
Pitch is grounded right to short again. Bubbled by the shortstop White. He gets up, throws to second. Tag. End time. He got him. Alcantara didn't get the runner initially, but I think Casey overslid the bag or fell off, and Alcantara just put the tag on him for the second out.
Boy, they got really fortunate there, Coop, right? I mean, you had the play that should have been made at shortstop. He bobbles, but still has a chance at second. Then dropped by the second baseman, but as you said, base runner overran the bag or fell off of it, tagged out. They got lucky.
2 down men on the corners for Sean Keys. And now Wu-Yellen trying to get out of this, not allowing a run, and he hit another guy. Just put Keys right in the back. Rest of that 2020 draft, you go through it. There are a lot of guys that feel like maybe now in 2026 they're finally getting to their potential, right? A guy like Zach Veen, who's having an unreal spring with the Colorado Rockies after dealing with some personal struggles he's been pretty honest about. Mick Abel on his second team.
Right. I talked to him earlier in camp. He's over with the Twins. He obviously in the Yohan Duran trade.
Cade Cavalli for the Nationals, who's having a really good spring after he finished last year in the big leagues finally. As Eloy Jimenez steps in, bases loaded, 2 down. Jeremy Wu-Yellen delivers a fastball down the middle for a strike. Jared Jones for the Pirates was in that draft. Owen Casey, who just got moved at the deadline last year from the Cubs. 1 up and away, and the count 1-1 on Jimenez. And then some, later round guys, that 3rd round that had Kyle Harrison in it. The 4th round you were talking about had Kobe Mayo in the 2020 draft. 1-1, that's low, 2-1.
Jeremy Wu-Yellen up against it right here. 2-1 against Eloy Jimenez with the bases loaded. This seems like, speaking of fork in the road moments, here we go.
Jimenez clobbered a ball in his first at bat, 2-1. He swings and it's a fly ball into right field. Should hang up. Gonzalez over in the corner. He makes the catch, and Wu-Yellen gets out of dodge. Fly ball against Jimenez with the bases loaded. Keeps the Red Sox up 7-5 as we go to the 9th on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
If your heat is acting up, like strange noises, maybe not even staying on, don't gamble with winter comfort. Joyce Cooling and Heating is locally owned and operated for over 30 years. Trusted by homeowners across New England with a 4.9 Google rating and 5,000 customer reviews. And right now, you may qualify for rebates up to $2,400 with flexible financing options available. Get the help you can trust. Look them up at joycecool.com. That's joycecool.com.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
A pressure-treated deck cracks, rots, and gives up. TimberTech Advanced PVC Decking does not. At Cape Cod Lumber, we stock TimberTech, built to handle New England weather, season after season. No splinters, no staining, no surprises. It's never too early to start thinking about deck season. Planning now means you're ready when spring hits. Get real durability, authentic color, and industry-leading warranties to back it all up. If you want a great deck, you want a TimberTech deck. Everything wood should be. Visit cclco.com today.
Listening to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Justin Gonzalez is batting. First pitch, swing, line drive, left field, base hit for Justin Gonzalez. 20-year-old second Grapefruit League at bat. Only lasted one pitch. A 117-mile-an-hour single to left field.
Oh, there you go. Wow. We're talking about body types, and I know the judges come up. You know who he reminds me of? Eloy Jimenez.
Kind of that lumbering frame.
Oh, no, I mean, so same sort of frame, right?
Yohan Cespedes, the batter, he takes a strike. I see that. And he has that kind of swing, like long through the zone, and then he hits it, and, man, 117.
I know.
0-1 cut and a miss, 0-2. Red Sox and Blue Jays, 7-5 Sox. We're in the top of the ninth inning in Dunedin. Towards late afternoon on the west coast of Florida. Blue skies overhead. Puffy clouds, as you described earlier, in the distance. 0-2 foul back. Alongside Rob Radford, Cooper Boardman. Sox are going to play tomorrow night, and I emphasis on night, 6:05, I believe, first pitch. It's all one big day right now. 6:05 against the Puerto Rican national team.
I'm jacked up for that. Let's go. I'm probably going to go up to, I told you, the Orioles are playing the Netherlands early in the day, so go up and see that game, or see some people up there anyway. Come back for the Puerto Rican game.
The 0-2, swinging a high pop up on the left side. Behind the shortstop, Rivera. He goes out, left fielder in. There's a call off. And the catch by Carlos Mendoza in shallow left for the first out of the top of the ninth inning.
We were down in the media dining room, and they had on MLB Network a lot of highlights from former WBCs. And it's a reminder, Coop, of the excitement starting to build. But for those, 2.5 weeks, there's going to be so much FOMO. There's going to be so many people in camp saying, oh, I wish I could play in that.
Pitch fouled off by Nelly Taylor. Now, no doubt. Tomorrow it begins, and not officially, but Team Colombia plays the Pirates, the Netherlands, and the Orioles, Panama, and the Yankees. Team Canada is going to be here against the Blue Jays, of course.
Yeah, I saw Kevin Gosman was talking to him. He's like, yeah, I pitched tomorrow against Canada. It's like he felt a little conflicted.
Hey, it's going to be okay. He's just trying to get him ready. The 0-1, runner goes, pitch high, throw to second is in time. Justin Gonzalez trying to steal second at 6'6", but they're 2 down on a pretty good throw from the catcher, Aaron Parker.
Coop, I want to get to this. Poll that we have up on Sox Booth, at Sox Booth. Who has the best roster on paper in the AL East entering the 2026 season? Sox, Jays, Yankees, Orioles. Wow, shade to the Rays.
1-1, pitch up and away. Man, the conventional idea is the Blue Jays, which I get. You lose Bichette, as this is cut on miss by Taylor, 2-2. They have a big reliance on Okamoto and the jump he takes offensively, which, I'm not saying he can't. I just think that's a little bit of an unknown there. We've got a pitch violation against the hitter, and that's a strike. And Taylor's at-bat is over. He wasn't attentive to the pitcher in time.
That's a tough one.
And so it's a no-pitch strikeout to finish off the top of the ninth inning. We'll get the answer to that question in the bottom of the ninth. Red Sox leading 7-5 in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
At Verbo, we understand that even the best of plans sometimes need a little support. So we plan for the plot twists. Every booking is automatically backed by our Verbo Care Guarantee, giving you confidence from the very start. Whenever you need help, it's ready. Before your stay, through the moments in between, and after your trip. Because a great trip starts with peace of mind. And maybe a good playlist. But we've got the peace of mind part covered.
Northeast winters are tough on drivers, with icy roads, freezing temperatures, and inevitable car trouble. Don't get stuck in the cold. Get AAA. Go to AAA.com/join for world-class roadside assistance.
You have a large sum of cash and it's not earning interest. Then start making money with your money. Open an Elite Money Market account at Eagle Bank. Maintain a minimum daily balance in Eagle Bank's Elite Money Market and earn a 3.49% annual percentage yield. Remember, with Eagle's Elite Money Market, your account is fully insured by the FDIC and DIF. But this rate might not last forever, so start earning a 3.49 APY on your savings now. Open an Elite Money Market account at Eagle Bank.
Eagle Bank, Eagle Bank.
Annual percentage yield is available as of 1/10/26. The Elite Money Market is available to newly deposited funds to Eagle Bank. Minimum balance to open the account is $20,000. For Eagle Bank transfers, a minimum of $20,000 if new money is required. APY is variable and subject to change without notice. If the account balance drops below $20,000, the interest rate and APY revert to 0%. Fees may reduce the earnings on this account. Offer may be withdrawn at any time. Eagle Bank, member FDIC, member DIF.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Michael Sansone is on to close it out. He's got a Grapefruit League save opportunity as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Sox leading the Blue Jays 7-5. Left on left against Eddie Micheletti Jr. First pitch from Sansone, the Connecticut kid. And he gets a foul back from Micheletti. We were just talking best rosters, and we got the poll up.
Yeah.
The WEEI Twitter page.
Do you want to know the results?
I want to know what you think before I hear the results. Because
I don't know what you think. You were just rambling through the rosters.
I know. I was just kind of talking it through. I know it's not the Orioles. I feel that way. It's not the Rays. A one swing and a fly ball to center field. Nelly Taylor is under it, and he makes the catch for the first out of the ninth inning. Rambling through the rosters is most of these 9 innings.
Expertly dissecting each player, I should say. Did you pick one?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Because I almost want to say the Yankees, just as an on-paper roster, but it feels a little wrong. Pitch is outside.
Well, let me pick it apart a little bit. So they obviously, as up and down as Luke Weaver and Devin Williams were, they were the end of the bullpen, right?
Yeah.
They're going to replace them.
Pitch is a strike. I mean, they have Bednar.
Right, they have Bednar.
Doval, who I like. They have the Rule 5 pick, Cade Winquest. 1-1. Pitch is swung on bloop, right side, out and caught by the second baseman, Melvin Alcantara.
Potentially quick. So I'm going to go with the Blue Jays right now.
I like that.
Yeah, I just think they showed enough last year. I like the way that they play. I think that, they lost Bichette, but from what we've seen from Okamoto, looks pretty good so far. Dylan Cease is an important addition. So, I'll go with the Blue Jays. Who do you got?
I will go like very timid voice Yankees, pitch inside to McAdoo. But I also think the Red Sox are right there.
Yeah.
Like this is not.
No, I think that's why it's a good poll.
Yeah, and if you have that opinion, it's reasonable.
As March 8th play-by-play guy, Ken Laird, who put it together, his instincts are keen. It was another good poll from him. And again, this can be found at Sox booth. Jays, I'll put the results. Right now, Jays at 40%, Red Sox at 31%, Yankees at 22%.
1-1, swinging a fly ball, high in the air, deep left center field. This is up, this is gone. Charles McAdoo, bomb to left center. Solo shot, 7-6 game here at the bottom of the ninth inning.
McAdoo winning challenge and hitting home runs.
He's had a good day. But we'll see, and I think when you look at the World Series odds to come out of the American League right now, go in this order: Yankees, Mariners, Blue Jays, Red Sox. And I think those are the 4 teams. And, maybe Houston in the 5 spot as Sansone grabs the outside corner with a strike on Mendoza. I think those 4 teams are a clear cut above everybody else. And 3 of them are in the American League East.
Yeah, I mean, I would throw the Tigers in there.
0-1 a strike. We got a challenge here from Mendoza. I'm not sure they're going to hit. That was not a good offensive team last year, and they went out and signed Valdez, and they're a much better pitching team. It's great rotation as we look and check the challenge, and it's a strike. It stays that way. No reason not to challenge, though, if you're the Blue Jays. And they didn't do a lot to improve what was not a very good offense last year.
What will be interesting is that they have the number 2 prospect in baseball sitting there, and Kevin McGonigal, who our good friend Sam Dykstra, who does a great job for MLB Pipeline, said that he is the best hitting prospect he's seen in the 2020s.
0-2, Red Sox 1 strike away from a win. The 0-2 from Sansona. Carlos Mendoza is outside. Yeah, his insane high contact. Kevin McGonigal, forged in the backyard with his dad, just took swing after swing after swing, and he has hit his way into a top 2 prospect in baseball. 1-2, swung on and missed, and the ball game's over. Red Sox come to Dunedin and get a win by a final score of 7-6 on an 8th inning go-ahead home run from Nathan Hickey. We'll step aside, wrap it up, get you set up for the WBC clash with Puerto Rico tomorrow on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
The Subaru of New England, Washington's birthday sales event lasts all month long. Feel the freedom of driving the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid with symmetrical all-wheel drive for all-weather adventure. Buy with 0% financing for up to 72 months or lease for just $269 per month for 36 months with $42.54 due at signing. Explore up to 581 miles on a single tank in the most fuel-efficient Forester ever with a self-charging battery for uninterrupted adventure. The Subaru of New England, Washington's birthday sales event lasts all month long. Don't miss out. Feel the freedom of the 2025 Forester Hybrid. Buy with 0% financing for up to 72 months or lease for just $269 per month. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
Feel the freedom when you're driving in a Subaru. Come on!
When it comes to beautifying your home, Winterworld is your one-stop shop exterior remodeler.
We encourage you to shop around. We're simply the best for less.
It's time to love where you live. Locally owned.
Nationally known. Visit us at windowworldofboston.com.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. Join me, Joe Kelly, and others in the Awaken 180 Baseball Isn't Boring Best Shape of Your Life Challenge. Let's share our goals, progress, and encourage each other to reach those goals by opening day. Get more information at BB Isn't Boring on all social channels.
You're listening to Red Sox Spring Training Baseball
on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Red Sox win in Dunedin. Final total, Sox 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left 7 on base. Blue Jays 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They left 8. The winning pitcher today, Seth Martinez. He is 1-0 in the Grapefruit League. Devereaux Harrison takes the loss, gave up the game-winning home run to Nathan Hickey. He is 0-1 in a game that took 2 hours, 39 minutes in front of 5,943 at TD Ballpark. Alongside Rob Radford, Cooper Boardman, and Red Sox got it done. Johan Oviedo, I think, far and away beyond anything else, is the story of the day.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, it was nice that you had Mickey Gasker's home run. It's nice that you had Alan Castro's home run. Good for them. But in terms of the impact that this could potentially have on how the roster looks at the end of spring training, Johan Oviedo, this is what they traded for. I've said it a million times that if you want to know how much they like Johan Oviedo, understand what they traded to get him. And that was their top position prospect at the time, and just Nixon Garcia. He looked the part right now, 94, 95, but with that extension, looks a whole lot faster. That'll play, and it certainly played today.
His final line, 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. And most importantly, of his 31 pitches, 25 were strikes. Again, for Johan Oviedo. And now we turn our attention to tomorrow. It's going to be a really cool day at JetBlue Park. Red Sox against Team Puerto Rico in a setup for what will be World Baseball Classic. 6:05 p.m., Bradfo. We're on the air at 6.
It's going to be good. And remember, they had this last year, or last World Baseball Classic, and the park has a different vibe. I mean, if you go to any WBC game, has a different vibe. I would encourage anybody to go, even to walk around outside or whatever you would do. But tomorrow at JetBlue Park, you're going to have a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of flags, a lot of chanting, a lot of music, just for an exhibition game that doesn't really mean anything, but still it's worth going to because it is a different sort of environment that you'll see.
A roster with Nolan Arenado on it, managed by Yadier Molina. Elmer Rodriguez is their starter. Red Sox will send Jake Bennett, Zach Kelly, Tyler Huberstein, and a few others to the mound.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And as I told you, there's going to be a lot of guys coming up very, very shortly who are going to be like, man, I wish I wasn't in spring training. I wish it was at the WBC, at least for these couple weeks. And that's why they got more players this time around, because the guys remembered that feeling. But the other part of that, Coop, is that we're going to get a chance to see prospects like we saw today. Justin Gonzalez, and you also have, who am I thinking of? The shortstop.
Franklin Arias?
Franklin Arias.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Sorry. It's been a long couple days.
I was going to say.
Franklin Arias, who we came into today, he was the biggest storyline, and it was just good to see him play. Made a nice play in the field, so good for him. We're going to see a whole lot more of him.
6.5 hours of the radio yesterday. A man who drove 2.5 hours today and has 2.5 hours to go. Hopefully less. Rob Bradford. Always a pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Awesome job.
Sox and Puerto Rico tomorrow. Today they get the win over the Blue Jays. Big thanks to Joe Braverman, doing a wonderful job, as always, back inside our WEEI studios. For Mark Hayes, for Rob Bradford, I'm Cooper Boardman. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You've been listening to Red Sox Spring Training on the WEEI Shaws Star Market Red Sox Network. This has been a presentation of Odyssey Sports. For even more coverage of your team, download the free Odyssey app and listen to your favorite stations, shows, and podcasts.
It was great to have Matt on defense, and Brian did a great job as well. But I think this year will allow me to even step back even more and try to do as much as I can from the head coaching seat.
Hey, Ryan, one thought to that point, like we see in the NFL quite a bit. You see it with the Rams, you see it with the Niners, you see it with any successful organization. There's such high turnover because they do such a great job of hiring, and then you're not going to keep these guys. I'm really curious. You experienced the same thing because you've had so much success. What's it like going year to year and having to replace people and get them in the system?
Well, that's a challenge here at Ohio State, and I got to give Ross Bjork, President Carter here, and our board a tremendous amount of credit for us being able to go hire some of the best people in the country and then retaining them, just like we do want to do with our team. But at the same time, that's where I think it's important as the head coach to make sure that I'm strong in my relationships with everybody on the team, and then keeping the defense, the Ohio State defense, and keeping the offense, the Ohio State offense, so that when there is turnover, like we watched, like with Coach Saban during those years, there was a lot of turnover, but it was still, his system, and that's the way it has to be here. Not that it's easy, but that's the plan.
Now, I got to think that job has changed so dramatically over the years, but you change with it. That's how it is. He is the head coach at Ohio State. He's won a national championship, a couple of Big Ten championships as well, and another big draft coming up for the Buckeyes. Ryan, I appreciate you. Always look forward to this conversation. Great to have you on. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jim.
Ryan Day joining us. All right, so Ohio State getting ready for another big draft. Of course, an absolute pipeline to the pros, the Buckeyes. I don't even think at this point that needs to be a part of the recruiting pitch. It's understood. You come play here, you're a different type of player, and you're going to have a really good look at getting to the NFL. And they've got so many guys. To his point, too, like that player's only played 3 years. That player has got so much more ceiling. That player's going to get even better. All right, that's Ryan Day. When we come back, telephone number is toll-free, 1-800-636-8686. Columbus. I know we're back on the air there. Do you want to react to it? You had your head coach on in the jungle. That was fun. That's always fun. Also, coming up in hour number 4, a quick reminder, the After Hour is with James Kelly today. That's still ahead. Your phone calls also.
This is Westwood One Sports.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people without destroying your credit. They can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works.
Call 800-210-4298. 800-210-4298. 800-210-4298. 870-4298.
Consolidated Credit Solutions Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Kansas CSO 0019051. Maryland DM 1492. Oregon DM 892. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission, license number DC83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Actual interest rates, length of program, and monthly payment reductions will vary by consumer and creditor. Yours could be higher or lower. Not a loan company. We do not lend money.
Brands. Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right, Prize Picks is now giving you $50 bonus credit in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Now on Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, pick more or less on their stat projections, and submit your lineup. Prize Picks also has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. And with player stacks, you can also pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today, use the code ROAM, and get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROAM on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This is AM 850 WEEI Boston, the home of Rome, Boston College sports, and you better you bet. AM 850 WEEI, always live on the free Odyssey app.
True.